and the fact that, you know, when we go late, when they get the full real 6 items or close to that, just so much power in the roll. So FaZe and Dabble going head-to-head, want to see what they can do.
Yeah, we are jumping in a draft. Of course, Rof's right of first selection did go to T1. They chose first pick, so they have first ban as well. We're not letting many of our mid laners play Azir very often, and we're not going to let Faker do it this time, like the ban of Yunara against Diablo as well.
It's interesting because it's something they have definitely prioritized. You know, they played Yunara, Lulu together a lot, but this pick, despite being the most played AD carry in the LCK, has been losing a lot, has been struggling quite a bit. And BNK going heavy on the mid lane pool, but the most played pick for Faker has been Ryze so far. He has been actualizing all over the place. So it's interesting, especially as they have first pick, that they could just pick up the Ryze here. And they don't ban the Cassiopeia, which I think is the right move, because if you do, you just telegraph. You just telegraph that you're going to pick Ryze.
And they also target ban Vikla. Vikla got that solo kill on Chovy's Azir with Akali, who does do well in the Akali versus Azir matchup. Also going to ban Karya's Bard.
I think they're probably just going to pick up the Ryze situation.
Jace is available. That's the other pick that was on their minds, and they do slam lock that.
I did miss the fact that Jace just got left open, so yeah, that will come in. Rumble also available.
And Vi too, and Varus. A lot of great stuff left here.
Yeah, did kind of just tunnel vision on the Ryze, but a lot of power picks. A lot of poke as well with the Jace and Varus on both sides. I'm going to see T1 now opt to pick up Faker's pick. And they do.
Might as well, I mean.
Yeah, I also think the point-and-click CC, the setup for the Jace is really powerful. The fact that you can have that guaranteed route. This is kind of the thing, though, when one team bans both the Azir and Orianna, which you sometimes see let through and traded, is that you just end up with all these power picks going in. I am interested to see what Doran takes into the Rumble. I've seen a lot of teams just taking tanks into it. Keen has been someone who's massively punished that, going like first strike cashback and just farming off them.
Aurora
is something that you can play into it. Could just go for an 80 carry here, though, to match. Sivir is something we've seen a lot into the Varus. But actually, it's like we're getting Jace top.
Wow, how strange.
Yeah, so a big switch up here. We have not seen the Jace top at all this season. It has just been exclusively jungle, and even then it's just been banned a ton, so not much. So obviously with it being fearless as well, that means Jace is out for the rest of the series via pick with a good amount of power. And BNK Ferex going to pick up the Taliyah for Vikla.
Yeah, Taliyah, I feel like, hasn't been the most impactful so far. We've seen some pretty good games of it, but definitely some ways for the Vi to get over the rocks, obviously, with the ult. Doesn't really enjoy using her Q over those rocks, but also very often used into the Ryze in the mid lane matchup.
I think the thing is as well is that Rumble often benefits from playing into champions. You can just bully out of the lane, and obviously Jace is also a lane bully, but I'm interested to see what Raptor can get in the jungle, because I feel like if you can just put the hit onto Doran and just pressure him, find opportunities to gank, that can make a big difference. Something like the Jarvan could have a lot of value here, especially since you know Ryze has no way to get out of the Cataclysm. The Jace doesn't either. Also, in my mind, the Sivir is something that does well into the Varus, being able to spell shield a lot of his damage, being able to just shred waves in the way, and Jarvan obviously good into that. Pantheon also something that syncs well with the Taliyah and does well with at ganking. They are going to go for the Ambessa first and foremost, though.
Yeah, it's a top source of attack damage from the jungle, right? You already have that AP top, so Ambessa definitely up there with some of our best AD junglers, so they're going to take that off the board, but still another ban to go. They're going to take another ban into Keria, which I feel like generally outside of the Bard ban is not really a good idea, because he can play literally anything. But still going to take away some of the best options for Keria. Curious what he will play this game.
Yeah, go for the Karma ban. You know, something that you can pair with things like Caitlyn like Ezreal and have a lot of lane pressure. And also, there's a lot of good items for her now on the current pack. They do ban away that Pantheon that syncs well with the Talia, and also a lot of gank pressure. I feel like Jarvan is, as I said before, something that kind of sticks out that's left available. They're going to prioritize the Nico now, though, and snap that one up. Makes sense with respect to the Karma ban. I feel like Karma is one of those picks that really can bully the Nico out in the laning phase.
Yeah.
T1 considering the Corki here. I think as well, the fact that you already know that it's a Nico and you don't know what else is going to be picked in the jungle, I think going something with a dash, definitely having that element of safety makes a lot of sense for Pays.
Yeah.
And it is a pick that does have a bit of lane pressure. But it is generally going to be a bit of a rougher lane. They're going to go for the Nami as well. We've seen Nami Corki before. Into Varus Nico, though. This is a hard lane to play into.
Yeah. We see it a lot from Genji and their bottom lane duo. Duro seems to love to play the Nami for some reason. The Corki, though, feels very good. Kind of goes with anything. Looking at a Nocturne, actually, here. They're going to snatch that one up right away. So it is Nocturne alongside of Talia and Rumble.
It's a lot of dive threat, right? The Nocturne Nico can be so suffocating, especially you're playing into an Enchanter support, you're playing into a Jace. It does mean you're not going to have as much pressure pre-6, but as long as you can just track Owner, make sure he doesn't get any momentum early, I feel like once the ultimates come online for BNK PRX, they have so much threat on the map, so much playmaking potential, so much ability to punish this Jace. It just really comes down to, you know, the solo lanes, I think, for T1 are the scary thing right now. What is Doran going to do on this Jace early? What is Faker going to do? The last time we saw him on this rise into Talia, he was into BDD and he solo killed him. So
yeah.
Is Vikla going to be able to match up into that?
I mean, it looks like Vikla's laning is pretty good nowadays. Honestly, I feel like BDD has struggled a little bit, at least in the lane. He's still been good, but I feel like has been... Maybe just that solo queue is the solo kill rather is on my mind as well, but it does feel like he is falling to some other guys such as Faker. I think that Vikla will be just fine. I am curious to see how much value this Nocturne is going to get and if they can make the Nocturne Nico duo actually happen in some of these team fights. A very strong duo there, as we do have BNK up against T1 for game number 1. Game 1, match 19. We'll have match 20 later today. That's Bro versus KT. And then we move into Super Week, which is best of 5s, 1 per day, evenly matched teams. It's going to be a lot of fun next week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I think as well, I hope we're surprised because they are aiming to be generally evenly matched. I think some of them, with how things have played out, might not on paper be as evenly matched as we hoped, but we'll see.
Genji, Life Esports.
I mean, you said it, but we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, best of 5 is always a different game, especially with Fearless. Carrier Pays getting some good early pressure here.
It was definitely pressure. It pushed them back. They didn't do a whole lot of damage, but they did trade heals.
I'm excited to see how this lane plays out. I feel like once Diablo Kelvin get control of the lane, it's going to be pretty difficult. There's a lot of sustain on the side of the Nami, but both lanes kind of trade in a similar way around having a good amount of burst. But I just feel like the poke from Kelvin and Diablo is more severe. But if you get control of the lane like this, you're able to poke them out, use the ebb and flow effectively, you can be in a great spot. I just think the range is my main concern. You can throw the Pop Blossoms, very non-committal from a distance. The Varus as well, you know, outranges the Corki quite hard. But the fact they've gotten this early prio, pushed them back in, puts them in good stead for now.
And Diablo and Kellen are a very strong duo in the bottom lane. These guys had the most duo kills last year in the LCK. And they are up against Pays and Keria, but certainly a duo to be respected that can get a lot of work done. So curious to see what they can do on the Varus and Nico.
Yeah, both supports actually getting an early recall in, getting a refillable each, and a control ward. So really just trying to ensure they have as much power in this lane as possible. And utilizing those home guards and the power of them. You know, committing those early potions just to try and have as much presence and trading power in the lane.
Yeah, can be very important. Raptor is coming up here. He is going to spot that Owner just took this one. As we had the question mark ping from T1 on the top scuttle. They didn't actually know exactly where Raptor was or where he had started. Or maybe they knew where he started but assumed he cleared the bottom side first and went to the top. But that was not the case as we saw him go. I think it was Raptors into top side clear. Then he finished off on the bottom side. And that puts him, you know, not able to get that scuttle ahead of Owner, who does pick it up.
Yeah, so not a major concern, but does put Owner in an okay position. You see both AD carries able to get a back off, get a tier. FaZe does have the refillable over Diablo here. But things panning out pretty evenly so far.
Yeah, just kind of farming it out. You know, no big action on the bottom side of the map. Teleport is used from Diablo, so he's not going to have that. FaZe brought the barrier this time. Just might be able to utilize that. Raptor thinking about taking the Raptors.
It's his domain.
This is what this guy does. He just can't help himself with the Raptors. Needs to get in there and is willing to take the 1v1 versus Owner. Did not quite have his Q available, but now is going to go in, gets a spell shielded. As I think Owner did smite away the big one.
Owner got the smite on the big one. This does mean, however, Raptor's free to take the Scuttle Crab uncontested. Carrier getting some great trades in here with the ebb and flow hitting 2 targets.
Looks like the heal is up once again, which means it's time to trade. It's time to get aggro. And FaZe and Carrier continue to have control of that bottom lane, which is very important. Not really giving an opportunity for Diablo and Kellen to get on the map here.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I think if you...
Diablo actually in a little bit of trouble. Has to flash in the 1v2 right after Kellen left.
If you let the Varus Nico keep you at a distance and just fire off skill shots, you're never going to have control of the lane. But, you know, Carrier's moving forward, getting the double ebb and flow value. FaZe is pushing forward as well. And it's not a traditional way you play out the lane, right? They're kind of going in one at a time, but it's working out really effectively because they're baiting out the skills, and then they know that when they get up close and personal, they actually end up winning out. They have more auto damage than, you know, a poke Varus, who just doesn't really have that much threat, that much sustained auto attack damage compared to a Corki or even just a Nami with the ebb and flow.
Yeah, absolutely. So Diablo now down his flash. We do have Mountain Drake first. We also have Owner slightly ahead. I think he's, you know, about 1 camp ahead, and he is ahead on XP, although Raptor did just finish that camp off and has caught up, so totally fine. Should be hitting level 6 around the same time. And we're just biding our time. We're just waiting for the game to open up, for the action to begin.
I mean, Raptor's his 6 now, so that's a big point, right? Having that available. And I feel like we often talk about with Nocturne, that first ult, how much value you get, especially as he'll go Ultimate Hunter, and getting that early stack is always just a lot of value.
See the double root come in. It does look like they want to go for a bot dive here. Raptor is ready to go. The wall is as well from Vikla. And there's the wall. They're going to be split up a little bit. We'll see which target they do decide to go on, as the answer is kind of nobody. They just kind of wait around. There is first blood, but also a kill goes to FaZe. And so, yes, they do get the kill. They get the Ultimate Hunter stack. But now T1 is on the chase. They have this Vi ult as well. They're going in onto Diablo. Tons of damage does go into Owner, but it is traded out as flash over the wall, and FaZe collects a 2nd kill. And is feeling pretty good about his Corki pick here.
I think the initial play, being KFX, were like, okay, 1 for 1, we can take it. They did get the Realm Warp over, but T1 are like, no, we're not letting you get away with that one. Chase them down and end up getting 2 more on the exit. Baker gets a decent trade there, and the health from Carrier, so really getting a good trade. that Realm Warp, you know, when Owner and Faker turn up, immediately BNK FuryX were like, okay, we need to get out.
Yeah.
A pretty telegraphed dive, you know, we all saw it coming, both teams saw it coming, and the fact that you get both jungle and mid in to make the counterplay ends up very favorably, and the gold gone exactly where you'd want it. You can see both of them moving over. The warning thing even comes out. They try and make it quick, but the bubble's great to buy time. And they're kind of just saying, okay, we trade kills, we get out. Kellen, unfortunately, actually takes aggro right at the end, so he's very low. But Owner's like, I am going. We're making this into more than it is. And Faker going very aggressive with Pays to confirm these kills. But it works out well, right? You got a kill on your Ryze, 2 kills on your Corki. That's exactly where you want that money.
And we take a look at the damage dealt chart at 8 minutes into the game. Basically just highlighting the bottom lane doing a lot of damage.
Look how much damage Keria has done as a Nami. That's what I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah.
You really, I expected this lane matchup, the Varus, Nico, so non-committal, you can just throw your poke out from a distance, but I think Pays and Keria have not only done a great job of dodging a lot of the skill shots, but also Keria was just walking up, bouncing the W, so he was healing him and hitting both targets on the opposite side, playing with a lot of confidence and not getting punished for it. So some great laning from the bot lane of T1 and Keria in particular, really paying off and giving them an advantage already.
Keria has kind of hid on Bush for a very long time. They're going to spot him now, but the tidal wave is already coming out into the bubble, as it is a very nice trade for the bottom lane of T1 once again. Even with Raptor here and Paranoia available, Owner also very close by. So some babysitting jungles on the bottom side of the map. That is what we often see.
Yeah, I think Keria does need to be a little careful from this point onwards, just because with no flash into a Varus, into a Nocturne, and a Nico approaching level 6, those ultimates can just instantly cause your death. But he's still playing with a lot of confidence, so for the time being, happy just to trade those, but definitely a scary composition on the other side of the rift that can immediately punish any squishy champions, of which there are a good amount on the side of T1.
Yeah, pretty much everybody. I mean, Ryze and Vi.
Right, yeah, those two are the tanks in your team, and they're bruisers, right?
Yeah. We haven't talked a lot about the top lane because, well, it is the top lane.
Remember when Tank Jace was a thing?
Yeah, that was not fair. Remember Tank Azir?
Oh, man.
It's just all these champs that are really good and do a lot of damage, but also are tanky with the right builds. So now they're thinking about clearing out vision. Not thinking about fighting. Absolutely not. Not a good idea. But T1 just enjoying about 1,000 gold lead and kind of just waiting by, you know. They have an actualizer in their dreams, and they're trying to actualize it.
Yeah, I don't think they're really in a rush in this game. I mean, the fights at any point, I feel, are going to be a little bit scary, spooky, right, into a Nocturne Nico. But I think that comp really holds up well into the later stages. Just that concern of you are a bit squishy. There is a lot of one-shot potential. One thing to note is that no real look towards the dragon yet, right? We're 11 minutes into the game, not even an attempt at this first dragon. So Soul going to be slow no matter what. And we've seen games on this patch, on this season, be slow. Especially Baron's hard to take, a lot of commitment needed, a lot of damage needed. Very hard to sneak a Baron, even for a team like T1, who we know they will just have a tendency, at least in the past, to start at 20 minutes. It's a lot harder to do. So with dragons being slow, this game could just go the distance.
Yeah, maybe BNK saw that KT game and they're like, well, we don't want to spawn Elder Drake, so we got to be careful about taking these dragons early on. But they are eventually going to take this mountain, and it doesn't look like T1 really care. And to be honest, if I'm T1, I also don't care, because it's just one mountain, and also it's very late, so there's not a lot of pressure there, as you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the later the first dragon's taken, the less you really care about it, because, you know, dragons lead to soul, but the later it is, the less like the soul's going to happen. But it's still BNK FuryX will pick it up. Do have our first role quest coming in. Claire has picked up his.
Yeah, pretty interesting that he's the one, but now Faker kind of in an awkward spot. Does have double sums, but rooted basically forever. He is tanky, though, already with the rod finished, and Kellen flashes away. Paranoia is coming in, but Owner had his sights set on the Nico and does pick up the kill. As now we have TPs arriving. Doran and Clear are here. No equalizer, though, as he used it on the wave earlier. Looking for Raptor. He has to flash away. The flash bubble comes in, and the tidal wave is there, but it already gained enough distance. And so T1 saying, well, that's good enough. We got the 1 kill. Nice bait, Faker.
I think just drastically overestimating the damage for BNK FearX. I mean, Talia has an uncompleted Seraphs. It's just, there's no real damage there. It's a support Nico, and you're into a Ryze who had a Rod of Ages and a Null Magic Mantle. And that extra little bit of MR when both your AP is going to make a difference. I think that could have been a different play if Varus was there or Nocturne was there, but just a very ambitious play that gets turned around pretty quickly. And also, when they commit onto Owner, I think Raptor, you have to expect the flash over the wall. If you're not going to follow, you're not going to get the kill. Now, in particular, Faker's gone the upgraded Merc Tread, so that play didn't work there. It's definitely not going to work now.
And he just runs at Talia, Vikla in this case, and he doesn't take damage. Like, if there's ever a straight line, no junglers, I think Faker, as long as he can gain enough proximity, as long as he can be close enough to Vikla, he will win those trades. So he's going to be looking for those as much as possible, even before he's scaled up, but way before he gets a second item. As Clear and Raptor are here, and that ward is just barely going to see him. Looks like
to spot him out.
Yep.
Yep. Kellen trying to pretend to be a minion.
I always like looking to see how fast they figure it out.
Wait, but he autoed the minion, and then he had the proc from his support item. So he's just like, why did this minion just one-shot this other minion?
It's the new season. It's a new change.
New feature. Wow, this
team who's behind gets like a support item minion.
This minion is so buff. We need to take it down. Yeah. Everyone stand near it. Why is it rising up into the air?
Yeah. So this is the damage taken charts, and the majority of it goes over to Raptor. Next up is Faker, who did just get ganked, and Owner, who has been a lot of the action. And now he's going into it again, as Clear is going to flash away. Equalizer comes down, and T1 say, well, that's good enough. We'll just get his flash and back away.
It was a zoning equalizer. He was like ready for them to commit more, and they're like, no, you're good, bro. We got your summoner. We're fine.
Yep.
Yeah, Vikla just really not doing that much damage. But sending a message to Pays that he should leave, I guess.
Yeah.
Are looking towards the Herald now. Oh, they're going for the Nami.
Yeah, Keria kind of standing on a ward and not realizing it, and immediately just kind of dies.
This is one of the things with playing an Enchanter or just any squishy support into this comp. Also, Keria's gone the Dreammaker support item. And we sometimes see Celestial opposition come out, even on these, Enchanters or these squishy supports. Like, Kellen on Nico has gone Celestial opposition. That's why. Like, don't get me wrong, Dreammaker is really strong, and the value you get from it, the damage block, the damage dealt, I 100% get it. I'm also a support player, can be very greedy, but
no way.
But playing into this composition, it's a tough time. It is a tough time, especially when you don't have flash. So Keria does just get one shot there. It was a good arrow from the Varus as well, just clipping him to do that extra damage.
Faker running at them once again.
They actually broke the shield on the Merc Treads. Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
So close to taking him down.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't commit more, learn the lesson from last time.
Oh, trying to go for the all-in here under the turret. Doran gonna have to flash away.
Clear, probably a little bit shocked by that. Just like, okay.
Yeah, not ending up being the most effective. Did get him low, but also got himself low. So not exactly the trade they're looking for.
I would watch out.
Oh, flash on in. Diablo might be in a bit of trouble here. Does get ulted once again. The Nico finds 3, but he just dies immediately. And now finally the Paranoia comes out and Clear frontlining, but the Nocturne also taking a ton of damage from Pays before he went down to Clear. And so, pretty even trade there in the mid lane, 3 of them going down a piece.
I mean, that was just absurd value from the Rumble. I feel like that fight, honestly, was just very winnable for T1. Right, the Varus is just dead. Yes, the Nico ult is big, but the Chains of Corruption into the Rumble ult, and Clear just roasts everyone. And he just picked up Leandri's as well, so he was just melting people. Great time to have the Rumble turn up. A lot of value there. Vic was looking.
So Doran flashed in that trade in the top lane, and now he's dead.
He's regretting that a little bit.
Yeah. Going for that aggressive trade comes back to bite him when he was going for kind of a random walk in the river.
You know, we didn't talk much about top lane this game. Rumble has been just very obnoxious, very strong. I wasn't 100% certain what we were going to get out of the top lane matchup, but yeah, it just hasn't really... I mean, Doran's done fine, right, into Clear, but Rumble's still Rumble. This champion is just still... just not okay. Not okay.
Not okay.
No. Yeah. No.
So it is Chemtech Soul, actually.
When will Rumble stop being broken in competitive?
When will Azir stop being broken in competitive? When will Corki stop being...
Corki comes and goes. Right?
Yeah, Corki does come and go, but he was there for a
At least
really
we get different shades
time.
of Corki, right? It's now Corki bot lane. It's now auto attack Corki,
I feel like if you're in the meta solidly as a S tier pick for like a good 2+ years,
but at least
it's enough.
At least it's different, right?
It is different. It's a small step down for sure from Rumble and Azir, especially here in the LCK. So BNK actually finally taking a very slight gold lead. It's basically even, as we can see in the actual gold, but on the graph you can see it peak up there just a little bit.
Yeah, I think just so much teamfight power from BNK FearX. You know, even if they had a deficit going into these big teamfight moments, this is where they get really scary. There's a Chemtech Soul though, and I just don't think that really gives a lot of value to their composition. Sometimes, like, look, I'm not a fan of Chemtech Soul. We've been there a lot of times. There's a lot of times it doesn't give much value, but sometimes I'm like, hey, you have like a Cassante, he likes to get low in HP.
Yeah. Kellen kind of forcing an engage here, will be punished for it, gets slowed up by the tidal wave, and just gets blown up. So, look, saw an opportunity and took it.
Even with Chemtech Soul, that's not going to save you there. Yeah, just I'm not sure many of your champions are really going to be sitting around on low HP. Kellen was trying to sit around on low HP, but he ran out of health in that situation. They did get Kerrier's flash though, so he's perhaps, I mean, he was already a target, but more of a target now.
Perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. Clear out that ward, that pesky ward there on that Phalite. That ward gets so much value if you can place it, especially, I feel like, on the blue side. If you're winning, you just move on in, you place a ward there, you can see the jungler coming for the next minute.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, that's the thing, it's like it goes both ways, because it's like, it's a lot of value, but it's so telegraphed. You should expect a ward there. And the extended vision's only temporary, right?
For the next minute. A little extra information. Clear, level 15. Pretty scary. The same as Faker, who had the Rod of Ages level up. So this is one really scary Rumble. This isn't just your average Rumble. And Clear showed off what he could do in that last team fight as well, when everybody kind of piles in or gets CC'd for a long time, which their comp does.
Yeah. It isn't... actually, I don't know if he's gone cash. I don't think he has, based on his items. But I don't know. I didn't see earlier. But it's not like the first strike cashback that we saw. But like, you wouldn't go first strike into Jace. But like all the first strike cashback we saw Keen going, that was really disgusting. Where you just farm against a tank and have infinite money. Cashback really is just a ruin of all time.
It's not kleptomancy.
We're getting a lot of throwbacks today. Living in the past.
Kleptomancy was certainly one of the runes of all time for sure.
Yeah.
That one broke a lot of matchups. Nuggery was very happy to use that every single game in the top lane.
think if he was still playing, he would just play First Strike, Cashback on every champion.
Probably.
Triple Tonic as well.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, a lot of your power in this game comes from items and hitting spikes, and as long as you can do it as fast as possible, even if you fall
still
behind.
has the Adaptive Force Triple Tonic Potion. He's waiting for his moment. 30 Adaptive Force, it's a lot.
Yeah, Faker used that in the bot play we saw the dive like 16 minutes ago.
The saddest is when you pop it and everyone just flashes out immediately. You're like, oh.
Yeah, well, they're going to go on in. You talked about targets. Carry is certainly one of them, and he is not long for this world, as nobody's really able to help them out. It's a double kill for Vikla, and now Clear gets onto that backline. Faker just going to TP out. Oh, barely gets away from the chains. And if he gets hit by that, obviously he gets interrupted and rooted. As Vikla looking for more, gets the knockback here on a Doran. I think Doran should be okay, just doesn't want to have to use his flash. And it was getting a little dicey there.
You know what? I did talk earlier about carry against special opposition. I gotta apologize because I don't think that would have done anything there. I just don't think there's much you can do when this composition wants to kill you. They are gunning for him. They just don't like to see fish on the rift. They turn him in the sushi.
Unless you're Fizz.
Well, we don't see Fizz very often either. Clear's in a bit of trouble. Oh, but Kellen's here.
Trying to punish him. Kellen does come in. There's the flash from Clear, just trying to disengage from this, but pays with red buff on the chase as well. Elects not to go in on it.
It's a nice flash pickup. Clear's ult's nearly up again though, and he's level 16 now, so he's strong. Yeah, I just love that they're just like, let's just ult him, let's just take him out. And even with, it's a great bit of CC coming out from Carrier, but he's like so dead that like Ona dies with him. Like Carrier dies, and then like there's still damage coming to finish off Ona afterwards. It's a nice getaway from Faker there though. But yeah, not a fun game to be playing Nami, is all I'm saying. He's trying, he's doing his best to stay alive, but he's just not long for this world.
Yeah, I mean, he saw everything except the Nocturne when he picked Nami. Obviously, the last pick in this case did go over to BNK, as T1, I think the right of first selection, did take first pick.
I think it's a difficulty, and it's why this Nico pick's been so effective, because like, if he picked something that was like bulkier and more survivable, lane would have just been miserable.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, do you want to lose lane? Then you'll be more survivable after lane, but you'll have lost lane, and you'll probably just get picked anyway.
Yeah.
Or you have a better time in lane, but then this is what happens. But at least the game's closer, so pick your poison.
Yeah. Theoretically, something like Nami, if the fights are actually close, gonna have to hold that thought as this time Carrier just flashes away. But now Vikla goes over the left side of the wall, instantly dies, gives the shutdown to Pays. And that's exactly the mistake T1 were looking for, as the equalizer gets big damage and might push them back, but it didn't hit Faker, who is leading the charge now, as Kellen is going to go down. Triple kill for Pays, as T1 just like that, one mistake, and they're ahead of the game.
Yeah, big flub there from BNK FearX, but good peel from T1. Carrier just immediately flashing over the wall. If Raptor wanted to go for him, he'd have to commit so deep, and in the end, he doesn't. It's Vikla who oversteps, and Pays makes him pay for it. Now 7-1 and 2. And you know, that conversation we're just having about, do you want to get picked out of lane but win lane? I think the decision to win lane was a great one, because look how strong Pays is.
Yeah.
Ends up taking down Vikla who oversteps, and then Pays just pumping out so much damage. That big one there, taking out the enemy jungler, and then Kellen tries to find this angle here onto Fake and just gets obliterated.
Yeah. The equalizer was very good, but it was basically the only thing that hit T1. And it didn't hit Faker, who was able to get that really nice angle.
And now the goal lead, I mean, they were pretty dead even. It's 4,000 for T1. Yeah, that's a gold graph.
Gold is fake, though. I'm not a believer. I am a believer in T1's ability to punish mistakes and make very few of their own.
I mean, if they can win from 14,000 gold down, I think when they're 5,000 gold up, odds are pretty positive.
It helps, for sure. Gold is still fake.
Also, Faker is close to actualizing all over.
Uh-oh. I hope they're ready. He's going to actualize and realize his dreams. They will not be memes in this game. He's going at third, no delay. And, you know, he is actually still 1,000 gold behind Vikla.
Oh.
But where the gold lead lies for T1 is in Pays. As we do have the TP coming in, nice flash there, but the equalizer still going to hit Pays. Doesn't have his Valkyrie, doesn't have flash, and eventually he will die as they do get him down. And also Owner, who went deep, dies to the Varus. And now it's basically just, okay, a dead Doran, and Faker's like, what happened to my team?
Just a great team fight from BNK FearX. The dive comes in, and Pays does everything he can to dodge the Pop Blossom, but Claire just slides in and takes him out. This Rumble doing absurd damage. And Faker not quite ready to actualize all over the place. He survives, but can't put the damage back in return. Kellen comes in, nearly catches him, but look at this. Raptor tries to buy time, but Claire just goes up, slams him with the overheat. And then there's Zhonya's to buy time. Kellen moves forward, catches this route, and helps to take out the Jason. This is why even with the gold advantage, it's still so volatile into this composition, because you have squishy members. There's so much engage on this BNK FearX composition, and now about 2,000 gold lead. The Red Bull Baron power play is it's -7, -52, -72. Wow.
And we got a Chemtech Drake, Chemtech Soul here for BNK if they can pick it up. It does just spawn.
Faker does have the actualizer though. He's hit it.
He's about to actualize all over BNK. And I do wonder if they recognize this, if they're willing to take a straight up fight, if they have tabs on Faker, who is right now in the mid lane.
Hayes does have no flash now.
Owner taking a bit of damage. They got to be careful. They are collapsing in on an Owner who does not have his flash, has to commit to the play, is so deep in the thick of 4 of them, doesn't get an opportunity to even smite. As Clear might be in a bit of trouble here, going face to face with Faker, who is going to actualize and picks up the shutdown. The chase still on. Pays full health. Is trying to Valkyrie forward and get even more value out of this play. And T1, they are not done with this one. You see the chase is on. Doran on the bottom side here, going to land a big shock blast as well. They take down Vikla. And it looks like finally BNK get away. They get the Chemtech Soul, which we talked about isn't the biggest value, but it's still a soul. And they will take it as T1 will look to push more.
Yeah, not the end of the world for T1 that was taken. They do manage to take down Clear and get a massive shutdown. I assume, I didn't actually check what his shutdown was, but he was 4-0.
Pretty large, I'd say.
I mean, they were down in gold, so I don't know. Can't say for sure what the shutdown was, but they did shut him down, at least. We'll see the replay on the fight. Do see a Gage initially onto Owen, and he makes a decision just to end up going in, but Clear ends up getting flanked by Faker on the rise. So he pushes forward. Great bubble here by Carrier. Faker just completely dismantles him, and with those upgraded Merc treads and the bulkiness of the rise, Clear can't do anything. Not the target. Oh, it was 1,000 gold Faker got there. So yes, there was a huge shutdown. My assumption was correct. And then they managed to push forward here. It was a great dodge from Pays on the seismic shove. So a lot of value picked up there from T1, even if they didn't get the soul.
As now we have equalizer here on a Faker, no ghost, no flash, and I think this will be more than enough. As Clear going to retake the top spot there on the damage dealt meter. And he has a full-on death cap.
I've said that for a while.
Yeah.
I honestly think he might be close to Zhonya's at this point.
Probably. Faker with the shutdown went back and picked up his own arm guard. So definitely very valuable there.
You know that fight they had around mid where he took out Pays? He's had those items since then. So I think he might just go base after a wave or so and pick up Zhonya's. Yeah, you can see he had the Rabadons for like 4 minutes. So that's my expectation. And then having that status again will be very powerful. Faker has picked up the Seeker's Arm Guard himself. Hayes nearly full build. Going for the Infinity Edge next, I assume, which will put him at 100% crit. Won't have the Bloodthirster though, but he does have some sustain from Carrier. It's not the biggest deal.
Yeah, Baron's up. We got Elder in 3 minutes. This is a spot where T1 are very comfortable based on their recent games.
Oh,
actually, their most recent game.
Clear did just TP in, so I assume he bought the Zhonya's. We can't see the items right now.
Good assumption, good assumption. FaZe is just kind of... Diablo trying to step up to them, and FaZe says no. They turn out to the Zhonya's, though. That's not going to work, but they're able to front to back in here with Faker in the front, the tank of the team. Clear gets a ton of damage, but more importantly, he dies, and the rest of his team is so low. They get the catch here on a Raptor in the back line. And Vikla, nice shove back. Looks like he might be able to live for now, actually, because of that, but it should be another Baron here for T1.
Yeah, Diablo just disrespects the rapid fire there and just walks straight up to FaZe, takes so much damage, and it feels like it was almost a panicked start from BNK4X. Like, what is happening? So AD carry, we have to do something. Clear does so much work in this fight, but it's just not quite enough. I feel like a big aspect was him not having flash here. But yeah, I mean, it's rapid fire. It's also the buff from the Nami. Just disrespects him. And then here, look how much damage Clear ends up doing. And also, look, he last tick turns it towards Doran with the extra damage and just bins him so he dies. But the rest of the team is kind of just crumbling. I think T1 doing a great job as a unit here. And FaZe finding this great angle, also dodging the Chains of Corruption and the Equalizer. If he got hit, he was just dead.
Yeah.
But Clear is a one-man army right now.
I mean, he's still doing damage with so many threats in his face. Perfectly flashes and Valkyries out of the way.
Oh, these Valks are so good. Like, 3 Valks, the Unraveled Earth. If he's slow, just slightly, he's dead. And didn't actually go the IE, went the GA. Honestly, he has a ton of damage already, so...
yeah, and if they go all in onto him, now there's more than enough damage besides him while he's dead.
Yeah, I think you could probably sell the Collector eventually and get IE instead of that. Could well be the decision he goes for. For now, do see it's Elder in 50 seconds. It's a huge gold lead for T1. I think main thing, though, is also the break points, because Vic was approaching a Rabadon's not quite there yet.
Trying to get in onto Doran. That was actually a solo effort from Raptor. Still gets the flash out of Doran.
Yeah, so it's 47 seconds on Raptor's ult, and it's 30 seconds on the Elder. So I actually like that play. It'll be a little late, but the Elder takes a decent amount of time to take down. So as long as T1 aren't able to just straight rush it down, which with how these things plays out, I don't think they'll be able to. You'll have the ult back up for the fight, and now Doran has no flash. But they don't have that much control in the area is the only concern. So we'll see how it plays out. Raptor trying to move in here.
I mean, BNK only have one choice, and that is to approach the Elder. So T1 posturing aggressively, just not allowing them to enter.
That's one concern, though, is not having the ult does make it harder to approach. And maybe T1 call is just to start up, but it's 20,000 HP.
And Faker's not dealing damage to it. He's actually fighting with Clear here on the left. And does do a lot to him. The Equalizer also only really going to hit Faker. Meanwhile, we got the G8 proc here as FaZe takes down the Nico, and Raptor bites the dust as well. They were desperate to enter into this Elder pit, and instead they end up taking a losing fight to BNK. So now T1 should have a free Elder under their belt. Yeah, felt very rushed to get in there, and I think they just need to take it a bit slower, wait for some cooldowns, and the Elder was still very healthy. You know, I guess they didn't have full information, didn't have full control, but it felt like a desperate play from BNK4X, and T1 so slow, so controlled, are now pushing up into the base, and the Elder's about to be secured as well. If FaZe autos someone, I don't think it's quite there. I think without IE, he's not just going to one-auto Elder proc, but it won't be far away. Depends on who as well. And they have a lot of other poke in this chase. Doran isn't the most fed, but he's ahead of the Rumble at this point in time, as looks like they're waiting.
Yeah, maximizing time with it. So we'll see the replay. Clay's trying to play on the flank, but he's just really got a bad matchup into Faker, because Faker has those upgraded Merc Treads and is very bulky. It's very hard for him to deal with. Look at that Seraph shield! Yeah. It's huge! And then Vikla tries to move over to help, but he's just not that strong. Doesn't even have the Rabadon yet. Diablo tries to help take out Faker and just really isn't there for support, and the team kind of just crumbles. Again, they have great engage tools, but they need to go. They didn't have the vision, they didn't have the setup. And Kellen dies before he can even get his ult actually to connect onto FaZe.
Yeah. It's kind of him and Raptor on the right side by themselves without a Rumble supporting them, just kind of going in, forcing it.
Oh, and
the
Pace
rest of the team
has
behind them.
now sold the collective IE, so he's
Almost 7,000 gold ahead of his opponent.
he's now full build. Because normally, right, when someone's got full items, you're like, well, at least they can't get more items. Well, he's an AD carry, so he has 6 items.
Unlimited items.
And now he's sold the collective for an IE, so now he's like really optimizing.
Yeah. That Edge of Night is getting some mega value in this game, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding.
There have been some accelerated shock blasts that hit that. There have been obviously a lot of missiles, as this is just the decoy.
They have a minute 10 on the Elder to stall out. I'm not feeling too hot on BNK for extra chances. Bot inhib's already down, obviously. Top inhib's going down.
They have a wave coming into mid.
Yeah, I think mid
on that one.
Mid inhib's gone.
All right, well, they're going to wall in. Faker decides to take the Realm Warp and go towards Vikla. It's a big shield in his face.
I mean, he gets low, but they just don't punish.
Yeah. And now they have the poke. I mean, Vikla doesn't have Edge of Night, no Banshees, obviously, so taking a ton from Paze, who is the raid boss in this game. Has the GA, has the Nami, barrier and flash available. There isn't a lot that he can't do at this point. BNK, I'm sure they're looking for one opportunity to get onto him, but I'm not seeing it right now. Bit of damage goes, and Vikla, no! That's kind of that one combo you were talking about. Vikla is going to get healed up as Owner goes very deep and does go into the GA. And Pace is just running over the equalizer, doesn't care at all. He's trying to do the damage as Carrier tries to hit a bubble, not going to. The C1 do get pretty low, and the flash is coming out here from Diablo, but the damage from Pace is a bit more. Pace getting incredibly low himself. They take out Diablo and the rest of the team, and T1 will end the game up 16k gold.
Carrier put a Seeker's Arm Guard at the end. And just in that final play, Devil like flashed in to kill him and he Seeker's Arm Guarded. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was a game where BNK4X, you know what the composition was trying to do. There were some moments where they executed. Clear really tried to make it happen, and you saw the power of the Rumble pick, but T1, they were just operating as a unit better, right? When it came to setups, when it came to Paze on this Corki, he just felt almost untouchable at times. Other than that one fight where Clear just beeline for him, it felt so hard to deal with this little Yordle in his little plane.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why you picked that Corki, even before seeing the jungle, just knowing that the jungle is going to also be something that dives. And then even with the Nocturne, he was able to just Valkyrie, flash, and perfectly time things to get out of dodge when he needed it most. So
I think
very well played.
What was so impressive was he was playing around his rapid fire procs and going so aggressively forward, and then just using his Valkyrie almost like an arcane shift and being like, I'm going to step forward. I trust my mechanics to carry me. And you know what? They did.
They absolutely did. T1 with the dominant first game, and they will take that first one. It's 1-0, and we'll have a break and have the space. We'll be right back.
버프 있어요? 나 있어. 한번 볼게. 럼블 선택하지?
확인.
입구 왼쪽 정면? 입구 왼쪽. 경찰잖아. 정면이야 가운데.
열심히 하거든? 마지막 써보자.
오케이 이번 라인. 이번에 봐도 돼.
이번엔 바로 볼게.
나가
살려, 살려.
나 헬 깔아줘.
살려 못 잡았어.
괜찮아.
나 좀 빨렸고. 아래 받을 수 있냐?
봐도 돼. 안 돼.
나 죽었어.
타워 깰 수 있나? 타워.
타워로 가야 돼, 타워로.
이 2초야?
왜 이렇게 아파요, 얘네. 바루스 노플.
바루스
타워 쳐봐, 타워. 우리 장로 끝났다잉?
확인했어. 나도.
세긴 하네.
아 예?
I'm just not the biggest fan. I like other pasta better.
What the heck? What's
It
your
is
favorite
what it
pasta
is.
then?
Huh?
What's your favorite pasta?
I think it's called like fusilli or something. It's like the
Yeah,
pretty
the-
short, like twisty one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice because the sauce gets in all the layers and stuff. I really like ravioli too, but that's kind of like a different genre of pasta.
Okay. Good talk.
Yeah.
Okay. T1 have picked their first pick, but they're on blue side.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Well, B&K had right of first selection after losing game 1, and they chose to pick second. And so T1 said, "Cool story, bro," or B&K in this case. I will choose blue side and have first pick.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So coming in through the bans, it is once again going to be... Oh, there's no bard band. Oh.
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 Well.
Oh, well.
All right, so our next series is Bro versus KT. We'll see you guys after the break to jump. No,
No,
I'm just
guys, they're
kidding.
going to deny it. They're going to pick it themselves.
They probably
So we
should.
saw the Malphite Yunara ban again. Pantheon was taken away this time. So Akali got left open, and they took away the Ambessa instead of the Bard. Xin Zhao instantly prioritized here for Owner. And B&K Fearax are going to pick Aphelios Bard. Interesting.
mean-
Lucian Bard is a weird combo.
To be fair to Owner as well, I mean, this is one of his giga picks. It's just that Bard is a bit more flashy, and
Yeah.
Keria makes these incredible plays. Owner does as well,
See, no,
but it's Xin Zhao. It's a very different
don't
kinda
pick
genre.
Jarvan into Bard. That's...
Maybe they don't know
You
that
don't
he likes to play Bard.
You don't pick Jar. The whole point is when you do Cataclysm, he does the Bard ult. Like, people ban Bard when they pick Jarvan because he ults when you ult. So it's just stasis. I don't know if you know this, Brendan. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Keria is somewhat known
Are
for
they
his
not gonna
Bard
play it?
play. Honestly, it'd be so based if Keria was like, I don't even need my Bard. He doesn't. He's just gonna pick Thresh. Wow.
All right, fantastic read from B&K saying there's no way you play Bard here in game 2.
Yeah, well, he's got Thresh here, so, you know, he can just lantern you out of the Cataclysm. Yeah.
I thought he was just going to play Lulu and just kind of call it a day.
I thought he was just going to play Bard, but Thresh Aphelios is pretty good.
Weird that you would think that. I think B&K didn't think that was going to happen either.
Yeah, I guess they just saw through it. Lucian Milio, pretty strong lane. Obviously, also the ult, pretty effective against the Thresh. If that's one of your main sources of getting in is the hook, you obviously have that ult that can deny that later on. And also, you're kind of lacking for engage for T1 because, you know, the Xin Zhao is not super reliable. The death sentence from the Thresh can now be mitigated by the Milio. So the Lucian's got a lot of free real estate in this game. Gwen gonna get banned away, denying the Gwen Xin Zhao combo. Great call, great move. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice for them to deny that one. And we're just waiting for this final ban here for B&K. I do wonder what they are going to target. Will it be another Doran pick? I mean, the Gwen is kind of like... Okay, this is kind of like... Maybe they're just going to go Renekton.
Yeah, that could happen. Also, you know what pick I feel like has been seeing some success recently is Rek'Sai, especially in the later stages of the game. It's been kind of doing well, but I wouldn't want to play Rek'Sai into Thresh. That sounds miserable. So don't do that. But we'll see. I mean, to be fair, if you find a flank angle, it's okay.
Oh.
They will ban it, so you won't get a chance to. Here for B&K Fearax, expect a mid laner to be picked up. Aurora is still available as an option. A lot of the higher prior mids have just kind of been whittled down. They're just going to go Scion though, so saving the pick for Vikla. And even though BNK Firex, who picked second pick,
is it Vayne top?
Not doing counter pick.
Is it time for Vayne top?
No, probably not.
Okay, I was just asking. I mean, it might have been time.
Could go
I guess
Zehen
it's not time.
here. If you want to be less interesting, you could just go
Cassante.
Yeah, Cassante. I mean, so far, BNK Firex do kind of lack damage to cut through a Cassante, so you could just go that and be a brick wall.
Yeah.
But also, Zehen does kind of, if he gets rolling, become very hard to kill. It is the Aurora. We presume for Faker, that could also be Flex though, so we'll see what they're going to lock in here.
I love this shot where it's Doran in the foreground, Faker right behind it, and it's Yone. And, you know, we don't know 100% which is going where, and that makes this job for Vikla a little bit more difficult as well.
Yeah, kind of keeps them guessing a little bit as to who's going where. But two threats that can be a bit hard to deal with, and two picks that can be a bit of a nuisance in the side lane. Scout of the Week, good value here, that's for sure.
They don't have any consistent damage, Ox.
Yeah, but no one on T1's that tanky, so I don't think it's that much of a concern. I think it would have been a concern if they had something bulkier, but...
I mean, I've played against some Yones in solo queue that feels like they can live through anything.
That's true. If Yone gets ahead, he's a little bit annoying. And by a little bit annoying, I mean incredibly frustrating to play against, and I don't want to play against him.
Yeah.
But I think that is one of the things that really this draft hinges on for BNK Firex. You have a Syndra and a Lucian who, if they're ahead, you're going to feel fine. If they fall behind, and especially when you're playing into like an Aurora and a Yone who take up a lot of space when they're being proactive with their ultimates, if Lucian or Syndra fall behind, you got no gas in the tank. You're just going to fall apart. So it's really important that these two picks find value in the early game and get a bit ahead, right? Just don't fall behind. Just don't fall significantly behind.
Just don't.
Just don't lose.
Yeah.
That's you know
Kill
what?
the enemy nexus. Don't lose your nexus. And you'll end up winning more often than not.
This is good advice.
Does look like we're ready to go. T1 versus BNK, game number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
I was so convinced he was going to play Bard.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
Yeah. I mean, his Thresh is also ridiculous. I don't remember exactly when it was, but there was one game where I remember saying, are we just going to have to permaban Thresh against him too? And it's kind of insane what he's able to do on this champ. So excited. You know, we see a lot of carry a Bard. How about a little more carry a Thresh?
Well, actually, so far this season, he's played one Bard game and one Thresh game, so...
Yeah, I meant in his career.
Okay.
Yeah, not this season.
Okay.
Not this LCK Cup.
Thank you for clarifying.
Not this 2 weeks that we've had so far.
I'm glad we could clear that up.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Doesn't it feel like this has been going on for a decent amount of time, but it's only been 2 weeks? Or do you think, in your mind, it's actually been pretty short so far?
It's felt like about 2 weeks.
All right. I'm glad I could figure that out.
Glad I could end that conversation. Carrier just keeps whipping Kellen quite successfully, so getting some good autos in. The Lucian Milio not having so much pressure right now. Oh no.
Just don't get hooked. That is the strategy. But Carrier doesn't like that strategy, and he's going to land those more often than not.
Skill level 1, because I haven't seen him shield yet, I don't think. Or did he, and I missed it? Am I blind?
Maybe it was on cooldown. Maybe, you know, we hopped to mid, maybe use something and then
Oh, there, he shielded. But he is level 2 now, so I don't know. Either way.
Suspicious.
Maybe I can blame the skin and say it's the skin's fault.
Is that a Christmas tree on his back?
Well, they just panned away, so I don't know now. Now I'm interested.
Answer the question.
Why wouldn't you say that before? Clear is having a lot of fun. You know, this is what you get. You get one Rumble game where you have a good time. Scion duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like Scion in a lot of matchups is generally okay, but not this one early on, as there's the stun into Faker, and Faker trying to hold onto his flash, uses it at the last moment, and does get away, but a nice little gank here from Raptor. Oh, gets the root onto Diablo and then just hits the hook on a Kellen, actually, who does get quite low, has to heal. And guess who's here? It's Owner.
Yeah, they're looking for a dive here. And heal down on Kellen, he's a pretty easy target.
All right, they're going to be looking for him for sure. Just dashes on in. There it is. First blood given over to Owner. As he's not quite able to get onto the Lantern. Looks like maybe it was kind of behind the turret, so he couldn't quite click it.
Yeah, Kellen went for the Q early to try and disrupt, and it was a good dodge from Owner there. Good pressure from Carrier leading to that kill. Didn't Faker get like a really cool Yone skin for being Finals MVP? Not using it, by the way, in case you're wondering. This is pretty hook. Set this up. And then, so here was the moment where Kellen, he goes for the Q, because you can see Owner stacking the Q on the wave for the knock-up, and Kellen's like, ow, oh, sidestep, knock-up, gone. And then Devil flashes to try and burst him down and doesn't get it. But yeah, as I was saying, didn't Faker get like, you know how they get the, if you're MVP, you get like the extra skin?
Yeah.
And Faker, didn't he get like a really cool Yone skin? But he's not using it to no one's.
Of course he's not.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring it up, because I was thinking about the fact that he obviously got that cool skin.
Well, not meant to be. I was busy looking at Melio. I think he does have a Christmas tree on his back. But I'm not 100% sure.
Isn't that is it a Christmas tree?
I thought it was a snowman at first, but it kind of lacks some of the...
We need him to stop moving. He's bouncing so jauntily. Stand still.
He's really enjoying himself.
Carrier, hook him so he stands still.
But then he might be facing the wrong way if he's facing Carrier.
True, actually.
Little stun comes in here. Faker going to get the power unleashed onto him and just poke him with the sword and walk away.
Fleet footwork, Darn Shield, second wind.
And an unwavering spirit.
Oh, nice dodge there, though.
Yeah. He's got his 2-3 available. Goes through.
You know, sometimes you phase tank and sustain, and sometimes you just dodge.
I think one of the most annoying parts of Yone in the lane is that he just doesn't have any sort of energy. Like, no mana, no energy, nothing, right?
I think Vic autoed him and his health went up. Oh, man.
And Raptors trying to declare.
I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, but they're going to move up.
Okay, the back end of Vic was going to make the difference.
Yeah. You just say, well, okay. Oh. It's an igloo.
Is that a...
It's an igloo with Christmas decoration.
A little seal in.
Yeah.
That's adorable. Wow,
that's amazing. I think that is the correct Melio skin. That was, you know how like there are correct skins.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad we could see that, because that would have. Well, look at it. You can see it like poking its head out.
What is the seal's name though? Is it just there?
I don't know.
It's just hanging out.
That's something we really need to. Oh, he shoots it when he fires his Q. That's great. That's good to know.
Uh-oh. Little fake around there.
Oh,
Kellen not expecting that in the close range hook. And Kellen doesn't even...
Wait, look!
He doesn't even flash or heal or anything.
It was just blinking.
Oh. Where is it?
It just like...
It's gone.
It rolled backwards inside the...
Oh. Maybe it went to sleep.
Yeah.
Faker is in a lot of trouble here. Is going to try to seal the fate of himself. And does go down, so the follow-up gank there is good.
Yeah, good gank there. trying to mitigate the pressure. Just being set up by the bot lane. You know, T1's bot lane getting further and further ahead. Raptor trying to make things happen in mid lane in return. Oh, good ult.
Yeah, Oner going in on that one. The Cataclysm actually keeps Vikla outside of the challenge, but he is going to go down regardless, as Oner says, "You can't take my Raptors." And Raptor says, "I am Raptor."
That is exactly what he said. This was great from Kerry, though. Walks up and Diablo Kellen tries to find space in return, and then here flays him. Kellen tries to hug the wall to throw him off, thinking he's going to like hook to the right, and he just hooks left, grabs him.
Yeah.
And now Pei's getting pretty fed as a result. Here, though, this was just, you know, Faker uses his Q, ends up getting caught immediately after it, and then Raptor also blocking the ult so he can't get away, flashless still. This is a good play for the mid jungle of BNK-FearX. And important to make sure that Syndra is strong. Unfortunately, bot lane not going as well.
Bot lane not going as well, top lane not going as well.
I mean, it's Sion. He's going to get Koenig Rukin. That's what I'm not as bothered about the tank being behind.
I just like when carries get free lanes. You know, it feels like the tanks aren't just allowed to exist and not be punished.
Yeah.
Like, even though Sion is down on farm, I'm more so focused on the fact that Doran gets free farm on Aurora, and that's going to be very nice. Probably not a lot of kills there, though. As we got the stun combo into Oner, he just kind of goes in, does not have his ult, just wants to get the kill here on a Vikla, and uses his flash to make that happen.
Wow.
And by make that happen, I mean him dying.
Yeah, Vikla didn't have ult yet. It just came up now. So I was thinking maybe there's a window to find something, but Oner gets punished.
All right, well, Diablo's going in on this one, and there is the play. This time, Diablo flashes forward. He wants the kill, and he will have it. As there's the ult down to Diablo as well. Should be totally fine in the 2v2 trade afterwards.
Played that one so aggressive there and ends up paying off. I think the big thing was Kellen having the level 6 available, and it's so hard as a thresh there because you're looking for a hook potentially is the main thing that could disengage that play. But you have the ult from the Milio, so even if it lands, you wouldn't really be able to do anything. And if Diablo's willing to commit flash to the play, there's just really not much you can do to peel. Knowing the limits to champion. And we said we needed the mid and AD carry to be strong here. So picking up those kills, definitely a big boon for BNK-FearX. We'll see the replay mid. This was just Oner face checking. And he's like, oh, I guess I will jump in. Faker's ult's not quite available.
Faker's dead, by the way, again.
That was a solo kill.
And now Raptor is 4-0.
You know, I was talking about the mid and AD carry.
Yeah.
I'm like, those are the main damage sources. But if you get this fed on Jarvan, it's like, well, he's the carry.
Yeah. At least for like the early to mid game, he's going to be very strong. Sunder's Guide finished. I mean, same for Oner.
2 levels up. Okay, he's actually like a level and a bit up on Oner, but still, it feels very scary.
Just trying to be up a bit more once Vikla gets over here. There it is, trying to punish Oner. Maybe didn't know he was there exactly. Looking for a dive, but with Oner here, it's not quite going to happen.
Look what the first dragon was.
Chemtech.
So it can't be a Chemtech soul. You could actually get a useful soul.
True.
Okay, how did this happen? Oh,
oh no.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Well, that can happen.
That is one of the possibilities.
I think the issue was that Faker ran out of health.
That was part of it, yeah.
Doran's having a fun time. And Clear's just, you know, weathering the storm.
Yeah.
Hopefully he has Koenig Rukin soonish. There we go. Okay. Now matchup somewhat playable.
Guess who's back? It is Raptor. This time Faker has his flash, but he doesn't have TP and flash, and he goes back in for the minions.
Yeah, risky.
Yeah, maybe calculated, but he's still down so much.
He lives, though. That's the important thing. Honestly, he's not actually that much down in farm compared to Vikla. So he's also not that... Okay, he's pretty far down in gold.
He's down both sums.
Yeah.
Fed Jarvan on the prowl.
No. Ignore the jungle matchup. That's not his matchup.
Oh, okay.
That's Oner's problem. Focus
a bit
really...
selective.
right? That's not for him to worry about. He only has to worry about the mid matchup, in which he is a little bit down, but it's less than 1,000 gold. And in terms of farm, it's only a couple of waves. Owner Vis Raptor, you know what? That's his problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit rough.
That's what I was talking about with T1 in game 2s. BNK is definitely playing this very well, but especially the owner going and flashing in the play. He was never going to get away, so I think, you know, it's fine if he goes in, but actually flashing to try to make it work.
Okay, Clay has Kanik Rukin now. Now he can walk up and take damage and then still not have fun.
He's having more fun.
Yeah.
Owner's here, and so is Pace, and so is Carry.
Oh my god, he didn't get the cannon. I can't take it.
Faker by himself. Owner is going to get in front of that, but the flash comes in. Carry is not having any of that as he flashes for the hook and the box, and Owner picks up the kill.
I think he probably should have just stayed in the tower, but that's hindsight. He did at least get some, but yeah. He went from, he was like, I have my Kanik Rukin, I can finally have no fun allowed. No fun allowed. You're not allowed to have fun. You're a top laner.
So Doran TP's into this one.
He's a lot harder to jump than the Sun.
Yeah, I mean, ult available, flash available.
That's just a thing you can do as Aurora. So, yep. And also, Ona got that kill, so the jungle match not looking nearly as bad.
T1 ahead in gold for now, but once that turret does go down, BNK take the very slight lead. They're going to have the first couple of dragons. And we'll see what the soul ends up being here.
Anything but Ocean.
Yeah. Ocean definitely feels the worst. You do have a Scion, but there are better souls out there. As it's actually going to be T1 who pick up the dragon, as BNK have to back away from that objective.
Oh, they're going to kill him? No.
No. Just going to leave Diablo here. Oh, hooks around the minions. And the flash comes out from Diablo, but the knockup comes in from Raptor, and that's going to be a kill on Owner. And he even wards the lantern as Pays doesn't want to have to flash this, but he will in the end. The flash over into the scout of the week gets the job done. And now Carrier not long for this world either. Double kill goes through for Vikla, who's getting fed in his own right now.
Sometimes, you know, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Great hook from Carrier ends up backfiring completely for the team. Ona goes in on the tower, and things all pan out terribly for T1 there. BNK punishing, and Vikla and Raptor, this mid-jungle duo, popping off so far. It is Ocean Soul. It is Ocean Soul.
BNK just can't, they just can't catch a break. They got double flags stolen by a Jarvan against Gen G, and now they're getting double worse souls back to back.
Yeah. Devil with some nice side steps here after getting hit by the hook, obviously, which wasn't a nice side step. But then Vikla, the power of Ghost, you know, just runs in, pays, goes for the flash, but the ult puts all these orbs everywhere for an easy scatter, and then Carrier's trying to peel. To be fair, even if he hadn't gone in to peel, there's no tower, so he was dead.
Doran's trying to 1v4 here in the mid lane. No, he's just clearing the wave.
Yep.
And he does do that effectively.
Raptors 5-0. I mean, it's good, right? For BNK having a strong jungle, having a strong mid. Diablo's not that far behind. This is what I feel like that comp needed to do, right? It's definitely positive. But not completely 100% confident, just based on how some of their games have gone. But it's a good start. Just need to see them continue the momentum.
It's Aura Box.
Yeah.
Drop it in the face of Diablo. Show him who's boss. Diablo's like, oh, okay. Gotta be careful around this.
Carrier was just showing that he's thinking outside of the box, right?
Oh, that's true.
He put the box down and then he walked outside of it.
I think if he stayed inside, it would have not had the same effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? That sent a clear message to me. Whether Diablo got the same message? That's another question. We'll have to see if he interpreted it the same way. Maybe there'll be a coach voice comes in to explain it to him.
Yeah.
This is what he meant.
It's pretty important for him to know.
Yeah, and then me and KFX were like, oh, that's what he meant. Oh. I understand now.
Faker does not win this 1v2, obviously. The stun is going to come down, and eventually Faker will go down. As Vikla picks up a 3rd kill for himself, and Faker a 3rd death with nothing else on his scoreboard.
Yeah, he's having what we call a roughy-toughy this game.
Yeah. You know, he used to play a lot of Yone last year, but it wasn't always the best received. You know, fans were always like, not sure about that. He hasn't looked super comfortable on that pick. And to be fair, that's when Faker was kind of struggling back then. He's doing much better nowadays. But the Yone kind of, he's getting bullied again.
I think you can play any pick, right? If you get ganked like 17 times in a row, you're not going to look good on it, right? This has just been a little bit of a bullying situation by Raptor and Vikla. So, you know, sometimes it be that way. Also difficult as a melee champion to evade these situations when you have to walk up to the wave, when you have to exist in lane. Clear. I always feel like with Koenig Rukin, it's very unclear how much health he actually has, especially when he's into an AD champion.
Yeah.
Hard to actually tell from the health bar visually. But he didn't seem to be taking much damage regardless.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, he has Warden's Mail and Giant's Belt as well. He's Scion, so he's just kind of
an LDR on Pays, so that will definitely help cut through some of the bulk. With the, it does have the Giant Slayer part of it now, which is different. It used to be, it was based on like the difference in health between you and your target. Now it's just how much bonus health they have. So pretty good against Jarvan and Scion. We'll definitely get value there. Also, so interestingly, Vikla's gone the Cosmic Drive. We often see this if you go Blackfire Torch, because it procs up your damage. And if you go Blackfire Torch, it's like you get the constant movement speed because of the dots. So interesting we get this combo. I'd have thought if you go on Ludens, you go Shadow Flame just for like, I'm going to explode you. Burst damage.
Yeah.
It's kind of like melding both, but I guess wanted that early burst from the Ludens, still wants that ability haste and movement speed from the Cosmic Drive.
He's going to be very fast. I mean, he's got Ghosts as well.
Yeah, almost got 10 stacks on the Dark Seal, so could go for a Medjai's if you're feeling confident.
I don't think I would. Showmaker would.
Oh, well.
I don't think I would.
Yeah.
Faker keeps doing this.
If you're afraid, you wouldn't.
Clear is just being run down the lane. He doesn't very much have a way to trade with Faker, to be honest. It doesn't matter how not fed Faker is or what Clear had to deal with. He built a Koenig Rookern, and now he's dealing with a Yone.
So he has the Randuins, and I think Randuins is actually just a really good item when you're dealing with crit, but Faker actually doesn't have that much crit yet. He has a Blade of the Rune King and like one Agility Cloak, and I know it's doubled for Yone, but even then, it's like he's not critting that much compared to like, you know, I think Randuins is great when you're dealing with like a full build crit AD carry, or, you know, later when Faker eventually will have IE.
Speaking of bullying, I think this time maybe Vikla's too far away. Although Raptor, I guess, is doing a good job of baiting him into the fight. As Ghost was utilized, Vikla never going to not go in for a play. Does unleash his power, and Faker does get away.
Yeah. Well, Faker definitely looking a lot stronger now, just in general, feeling himself a bit more, going for some heavy trades.
I mean, he's doing it into Scion, who's like...
a punching bag, yes, I know.
Literally nothing. He will be the front line eventually.
But hey, the pace has slowed down a bit, and he's farming up.
I do feel like T1 again, okay, I'm going to take that totally back. We got an aggressive backline TP coming in from Doran. As I was going to say, hey, T1 are definitely slowing this game down. Well, not anymore. It seems like they do want to take an aggressive play here. Doran just going invisible and then walking away. As now, Faker goes for the engage with the Sealed Fate. Dodges the ult from Clear, but Vic will also dodge the Sealed Fate, so...
Yeah, they will just commit the TPs, back off, and that's all she wrote. So still beating KFX with a lead, but it's not that substantial given the point of the game we're in. And I'm feeling, you know, when the game slows down and we start moving later and later, there was another game in which this happened. I don't know if you remember, Brendan. That game had a much bigger lead.
It was 2 days ago, so I've already forgotten.
Yeah, too long ago for you?
Yeah, it's too much has happened between then and now.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Oh, let's just start the Baron. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I guess so.
No AD carry on it makes it a little bit hard to track. And Ona's... Oh, he cancelled the recall. They walked into the river and he cancelled the recall.
Yeah.
Suspicious?
There it
okay,
is.
Blue Trinket, you have to back off. You have to back off.
Yep.
You're not going to get it done in time.
They're looking to turn, actually, on Owner. They're not going to get his ult out.
It just takes so long, honestly, that it's really hard to fully commit to it.
Yeah, and think about T1's situation here. They know it takes forever and that they can't really do it, right? They don't have a lot of consistent damage. Like, Syndra and Lucian are not the best at taking Baron. And you've got a great amount of scaling. You also got, importantly, that one dragon. Like, imagine if this were Hextech or Infernal. Like, you got that one mountain, so you're gaining another 5 minutes to just bide your time.
And it's Ocean Soul.
And it's Ocean Soul, right? It's not
So it's
actually
like,
Hextech.
whatever. Yeah.
So they're just kind of sitting back, and they don't really care. You know, BNK can try to make these plays. That's why I was surprised that Doran actually went for that DPP, and you could see that they were reluctant to go for it after it was answered.
Well, I think actually part of the logic behind the deep TP... Oh.
Just doing Yone things.
Part of the logic behind the deep TP is that Faker has TP.
Yeah.
So by doing that, they forced Clear to match, and then Faker just had so much pressure in the side lane. So I think there's a lot of logic in that.
Yeah, that's the thing about Yone, too. You can go 0-3 and fall behind, but yet, like, the Scion can't match you, the Syndra can't match you alone.
And also, Vikla doesn't have TP, so it's uncomfortable having him in the side lane on the other side of the map. So I think the TP play, especially because it's an Aurora, no matter how deep Doran goes, it's almost impossible for them to actually punish him. So I think trading TPs was really paid off for T1 and was really smart.
Yeah.
They're closing the lead in terms of gold. They're doing it again. I mean, it's not as big of a lead, right? They're doing it again.
And it's a different comp for BNK than what we saw from KT. KT had like a full dive comp. The BNK obviously do have some dive elements, but a lot of pick, and they have Lucian. Syndra, they have ways to attack you from range and siege turrets. But they're not really in a position where they're super dominant in taking down inhibitors. They're pretty far away from that. It's a very close game still, as it was like a 3,000 gold lead, I think, and now it's only 600. Gold is not real.
It's fake. Lesson is just pick Smolder every game.
I mean, if T1 are going to play like this...
No, but then you lose lane, and then it's just miserable.
Well, Faker lost lane. You can just play it mid and die 3 times, fine. As long as you're stacking.
You're so smart, actually.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of
Okay.
LCK.
Doran is on a ward, so maybe they're going to try and one-shot him. They did just pick up double Infinity Edge for both Faker and Pays. I mean, Temple got his too, but Vikla's not got his Happy Hat yet. He's sitting on 2 large rods. Oh! It's a cannon.
All right, it's over.
Especially when you're bad, like, you know, it never feels good, but like, he's trying to get Rabadons. That's the worst time.
Faker's getting Crystalline Overgrowth in the side lane.
He's
Scroll lines don't
0-3-0, and he's just... How is this okay?
It's just the Yone things. It's part of why you picked the Yone, I guess. To just have this threat in the side lane and not be too answerable once he gets a couple of items at least. Even just the Borg generally, but now with the Infinity Edge, it's even more obnoxious.
He did take some damage there from the tower,
Little bit,
never
yeah.
from Clear.
Yone is a lot of fun. And you can tell that BNK are like, well, what do we do? Because they tried to go for the Baron. It got spotted. They had to peel off of it. They can't deal with the Yone. They're trying to start fights, but they can't.
They are
because T1
really
are not giving them an opportunity. And they don't have great engage either. Like, they have Jarvan.
But they're into a Thresh, and everyone has
Yeah.
sums.
So, like, what do?
This is their solution.
Poke Doran down. I mean, he nearly dies, actually. Has to get healed at the very end. Has
Like,
TP.
They're like, is this enough? Is this enough? Should we Baron? What should we do?
Push mid?
To hit the tower? Baron? Everything? Something. Raptor's like, Baron? Guys?
This looks like solo queue where the jungler's like, guys, we're doing Baron. He's like pinging it over and over, and everybody else just leaves. Well, they are going to do Baron. And with the Scryers, they are going to spot this happening.
Oh, they're
TP's coming
TPing
in.
it. They're committing.
Yeah, they're committing this time. A lot of damage into Owner. And so that's going to be a little bit more difficult for him to actually get in, as Owner is thinking about it, has to go into his ultimate ability. Doran doing some poke down, and they're all in the pit, but they still get the Baron, and Clear does a great job of zoning for the team. Faker lines up two. He's going very deep, but he's Yone, so he gets away. As Diablo carefully just going to ride that line, and so they get Baron for just one death.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. Good pickup from BK FearX. Decent amount of summoners bin, but you know T1 also used 2 flashes in the solo laners. Question is now, what can you do with the Baron? This was a little bit scary. Vikla gets the ult onto Owner, which makes him low and makes it way harder to approach. Clear is like, I know what my job is. I have the big shield, TPing, I ult Owner, I walk into everyone, and I am a punching bag.
Yeah.
Doran's so hard to punish, and the Lantern was great as well. Faker nearly getting a big play, but forcing summoners out. But the thing is now, Baron's worth less gold. So the Red Bull Baron power play is currently 340 gold. T1 are ahead. So again, they need to get more out of this. It's not enough just to have gotten Baron.
Yeah.
They need to translate this into a little bit more. They are pushing mid currently.
Yeah, BNK just have to do things, right? Like, you can just do things with Baron. It does feel like they were able to finally figure out, okay, we got to do the Baron. And they figured that, they did that. But now, with the Baron, you have to get at least some turrets. You have to get some more gold. You have to do something. It's actually T1 who are engaging onto this. Owner going in. Diablo going to get rooted up and hooked, but he still stays alive. Owner, though, not taking any damage. As the Q is going to land there onto that back line as Faker goes back in. A stun on a Faker. Owner super low as now the Between Worlds comes in and Doran is here to party. Although it is going to be Xinjiang the first one to go down as Raptor had his GA. So he is going to live.
That was close. It's a 1-0 for BNK FearX. A good pickup there. And with Soul in 15 seconds.
Doran, he's looking for the one-shot combo.
Raptor.
Oh, one auto! Could do it, and there it is! 1,090 gold! That goes over to Doran!
Huge shutdown and Baron's up. I mean, not Baron, Dragon's up, Soul's up.
Yeah.
I know we said the Ocean Soul's not that important, but it's still, you wanted to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, oh, they don't have vision of this brush. The hook comes through. Vikla, he might just die here. Big burst damage, though, from Diablo. Takes out the 80 carry, and Diablo, the hope of the team. He's going to push Faker back on the Yone, and now the stun comes in on Adoran, who is not long for the world. And double kill goes to Diablo.
Clutches it when they need it most. Manages to find the angle. Now, though, they have to finish off the Dragon before Ona can get there. I think...
I don't think they can.
It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. He doesn't have flash. He doesn't have flash. He has to hit a W to get over the...
Oh, Emilio, you troll.
He has to hit a W. Don't let him over the wall. Guys, you have to hit the Dragon.
Uh-oh. Well, he's going to go into that ult as now he's got some help from Faker. That's not actually going to help. Maybe Faker gets the Dragon. Oh. No, goes over to Diablo, and he gets the kill too. Diablo puts the team on his back the last minute here.
Okay, Diablo just completely clutched that play. And you know what? I was thinking both Sion and Lucian came off. I was like, is Kellen soloing the Dragon? They just stopped all damage off it, which was a smart play. BNK FearX, this is such a crazy passage of play. Everything slowed down to like, I'm not even walking, crawling plays for such a long time. It felt like they couldn't see the way to close out the game. And it literally took such a mammoth effort from the AD carry to get them over the, do not die right now. It's taken such a mammoth effort from the AD carry to get them over the line. And it's still not done, but they are approaching. They've broken the base finally.
Yeah.
31 minutes. They have Soul. They have a gold lead, 2.5k, which is not that much at this point of the game. But I want to see what the AD carry buys now after this. This was crazy, though, this fight. Diablo here was focused down, gets knocked up, manages to flash away, gets rooted. I thought he was dead. Ooh. The cleanse from Kellen is massive to save him.
Right after the hook, too.
Yeah, and then he reapproaches in here, and actually, what's this dash? He dashes just before he gets hit by Doran's ult, so he dodges the damage. Otherwise, I don't think it would. I don't know if it would have killed him, honestly. It does a lot of damage. I think he would have survived, but it would have been very low. And here, ends up focusing down Pays, kills Kerry as well, dodges away from that Q from Faker, dodges away from that damage from Doran, and then pushes in, confident he can take down Doran with no cooldowns.
Got a little play here. The box is down. Keria asking for some help, but guess who? It's Diablo. He's back. Has Vikla in a bit of trouble here. Does go Zhonya's.
He can flash, I think.
Yeah. And now Doran's like, uh-oh, what am I going to do? Get cataclysmed. No, it's down. But it's still Jarvan, and eventually, okay, he's going to elect to flash away.
If he just keeps chasing him, I think getting Doran... Oh, he can just kill him. Okay, that's even better.
At the scanner.
Yeah, you'll do that. Diablo's still here. He has a lot of... He has double BF still in his inventory. Because why not? He's very strong right now, and they just don't really have an answer. Kellen's still with cooldowns. And you know, we said this series might just be about these AD carries. It has been.
Pays in game 1. Diablo absolutely here in game 2. Or at least the important parts of game 2, which is like the last 4 minutes. So, they're going to have a lot into Clear, but he's not the main guy. It's all about Diablo here. As Clear is taking up quite a lot, though. He is getting pretty low, as even the Moonlight Vigil does come through from Pays. We got Zombie Scion now. They're going to take down the turret, as Owner is still going in there, but Diablo getting into the circle. Dodge! The sealed fates. And he's just living behind the ranks of T1. It doesn't seem to care. Takes down a Pays, but eventually can't pull off a miracle. And maybe just a little bit too aggressive as we got TP coming in. And Vikla, I don't know if he's getting out of this one. Nope, not with the ult available here for Doran. The Between Worlds will take him down with that last auto. And just a little bit too aggressive, but BNK did so much damage in that base.
Yeah, and I think Wave State, they can't end with the death timers. They can go Baron, though. That was a little bit too far. Feeling himself a little bit too much.
I was getting picked, though. That was cool.
Yeah, that was...
But it might lose them the game.
It hasn't lost them the game.
Not yet.
Not yet. This was a little bit crazy. Clear a bit too deep, and Pays does have a lot of damage to that Scion. He is getting shredded, and Diablo just... You know what? I respect aggression. This was a bit too much. He's like, I'm going to be inside the Xin Zhao ult to make this work. He gets super close to Faker and dodges away. He's like, I'm trusting my mechanics, but Lucian does not have much range. He is like, I'm going to kill Pays. I'm going to trade with him. There's 3 people next to you.
But he got Pays.
He
showed Pays.
When you're playing an Enchanter and you have to be close enough to your AD carry to like buff them, and then they do something crazy and they die, and you're like, well, I'm next.
Oh, what a sad time. It is. So T1 did get the Baron. They're like 500 gold. Again, gold is kind of whatever, especially at this point, like actually.
Okay, Bloodthirster picked up for Diablo, so big spike. GA picked up now for Pays.
I saw him buy a GA. I guess he went back on it, undid it, and got a BT.
He's like, if I'm dying, game's over, and Bloodthirster, I want to shield. Okay, so Elder's up in a minute, and it's going to be really hard for them to take this tower, but their strategy is just keep them trapped in the base. They have super minions pushing in top and mid. If they can just keep them trapped in the base, it's going to be really hard for T1 to contest Elder. And, you know, Elder's just game ending at this point. With 2 inhibs down, should be good. Happy Hat picked up there by Doran.
All right, a lot of eyes on Diablo. It's that extra range, and he is not scared to use it. Doran gets in there. Oh, look at that burst on a Diablo.
Okay.
Maybe that's what the BT's for.
Yeah, got to give up some space. Does have a lot of sustain between him and Kellen, so he does heal up.
All right, Culling going to come out, but eventually is blocked by the minions.
Yeah, the Baron minion is honestly very helpful for blocking Cullings. 10 seconds on the Elder, so I imagine at some point BNK will start to move towards that. Will they set a trap in the jungle is the question.
It's a bit of a standoff here between all the members on the Rift. Faker pulls. Oh, he's going in! And he wants Diablo, forces the flash just like that. Diablo down his flash here, the hook is going to miss. Pays going head-to-head with Diablo is very scary. But the damage from range comes in from the Aphelios, and Clear is going to go down. Most importantly, they take out the frontline tank. And now BNK down a member, what do they do?
That dash in from Carrier was crazy. And now top lane are down for BNK, so super long timer there. They're going straight for the Elder.
Yep.
Raptors to try and make this happen. 12,000, 10,000 health.
Oh, Doran has the angle here, gonna chunk Kellen. Nearly gets hit by the Aphelios, and the Moonlight Vigil also gonna be dodged, but Diablo has to step up. He's not quite able to, though. Taking it slowly, Raptor looking for the steal, it's a flip, it goes to Owner! And this guy does not lose!
How does it keep happening?
It doesn't make any sense. They can't keep getting away with this.
It just happens every time. Oh my god. You know what? It's just a circus. It's just a circus. And you know what? They are entertaining. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. How does this keep happening? Well, we'll get to see. This was insane. Because I was like, oh, this is a good move from Clear. And then Carrier goes in. And he's still not locked in. He's like, Pays, come with me. Pays is like, buddy, calm down.
Thanks, bro.
And then Doran's got this angle on the side. They just shred through Clear. And then the thing is, because look at the vision on the map. All of the vision from BNK is really pushed up. So they have no vision here. It's really hard for them to approach because they didn't actually have any vision in the pit. And like, Diablo nearly gets killed by this turret here.
Yeah.
And then Faker ults into the pit to kill the... They just flip the Elder.
Yeah,
they just flip it. Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, here we go. Everything's burning. Doran's getting in. And Raptor is already so low. He's got to be careful. One more tick of damage and he is out of the game.
Okay, one thing is they have a minute on the Elder, and it's a minute 40 till Baron. So if they can just clear waves. The base hasn't been broken yet. If they can just clear waves, they have a Syndra, might be able to hold on to the game.
They will.
How does this game 2?
So the game between T1 and KT was 46 minutes and 36 seconds.
Is this going to keep happening? Is this like going to be a consistent theme?
I mean, it feels like T1 identifies positions where they will win a late game, and they're confident that they can as well in their own ability to, and also in their champions. And they say, well, let's just not do anything. They can't take Baron. They can't get Elder very fast. Let's just wait until Elder spawns, and then we'll fight.
Sure. I mean, yeah, why not?
Inhibitors aren't real. Nexus turrets, they respawn now.
Yeah, let's just give them a gold lead in Soul and just flip it at Elder. Yeah, why not? You know what? Next time you queue up a solo queue game, why don't you pitch that to your teammates? I'm sure it'll go well.
I don't talk to my teammates.
That's a good call, honestly.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Damage dealt. Diablo's up there with Doran and Pays. Doran! Ooh.
One thing I am noticing as a pretty significant issue, Vikla doesn't have a Void Staff. It's 40 minutes into the game, and he doesn't have a Void Staff. That is not good.
You can see here that a lot of flashes are down for BNK. Only the one on the side of T1, which is Pays, as Doran immediately going to ult out there. Good respect from him, but now he's very far away from his team.
They are far from Baron, though. Guys, this is going down quick.
Yeah, they're just not here. The Baron's going to go over. T1 gets the Baron, and now T1 want to go for the turn. Doran does not have Between Worlds. And in goes Owner right onto Vikla. He is not scared as Diablo is very much willing to go into that circle if you let him. Gonna take him down in the GA. And so now Owner in a little bit of trouble. Faker goes on in, gets that engage on the Diablo, but look at the sustain from this Lucian. Does not die to the Yone as they finally take down Clear. And Pays key, he is still very much alive. Doran as well on the backside with carry of a Pays. Takes the Lantern over to Raptor, is still kiting the this one out with Doran, but I think Doran is not very long for this world. He will go down. The kiting comes out for FaZe. Takes down the 80 carry, but I mean, there's no way he lives for very much longer, right? I mean, he's still running.
Wait, the tower's up.
Yeah, just looking for the execute, I guess.
But I mean, execute doesn't really do anything at this point. They're gonna end the game.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna go down, and Raptors pushing mid.
Okay, so they don't get away with it again. BNK Firax, make them pay. You can't just give them soul and just flip Elder and win the game. You can't keep getting away with it. They punish them. Although actually, I say that Owner and Faker are about to be up.
I feel like they should be able to.
They should be able to end. They have a lot of damage. They have a lot of damage.
They end this.
Owner's gonna try. Faker's gonna try.
I mean, Owner's got his ult, importantly. Just gets stunned, and now he goes into his ult. We got TPs coming in. Faker is here, but he's not all that tanky. The flash away by Diablo should seal the deal. As Faker going to flash away himself. Carrier can't do anything, and we will be going to a game number 3. This T1, they play with their food once again. This time, it does not pay off, as BNK take down T1.
I mean, I have to respect the perseverance from BNK Firax, but oh my god, they just made them work so hard for it. It's like you played a full best of 5 in one game. Like, it's so exhausting to go through all of that. And it's like, okay guys, it's now 1-1 in the series. Reset, lock in. We have to close this out. Yeah, I mean, Diablo obviously did so much in that game on the Lucian in some of those big fights, but it's just chaos. It's just absolute chaos, and they have to work so hard to get through this game, to just destroy the Nexus. Like, T1 are just refusing to roll over, and this time they weren't able to turn it around. They weren't able to take the 2-0 like they did to KT. I don't know what I'd be able to, I don't know what I'd say. I don't know what I would do if they did it again.
Yeah, I mean, when they took the Elder, just mentally, I was already like, okay, they did it. But once you took stock of the game and noticed that they hadn't really taken any turrets at all, it wasn't the end.
You know, that's testament to BNK Firax. I think a lot of people watching, they saw that moment and they thought it's happening again.
Yeah.
And BNK Firax said, no, it isn't.
They said no, and that brings us to a game 3 between T1 and BNK after the break.
지금 랜턴 빠졌고 위쪽 지를 수 있나? 위쪽? 힘들어. 앞라인 맞아요. 앞라인 맞아요. 나 빠질게. 앞라인 봐줘. 앞에 가둬놨어.
이 볼게.
앞라인 봐줘. 싸워봐봐. 싸워. 앞라인 봐줘. 앞라인. 앞에 풀 없어. 펠 아직 싸워부터. 싸워. 나봐. 맞을게. 나 스킬 없어. 스킬 없어. 아 싸워봐. 앞라인. 나 스킬 없어. EQ 있죠. 더블 있죠.
내가 먹을게. 빨리지 마.
앞에 로플.
야 2-3초. 나 앞에 큐이 돼.
나 위쪽 이겼어.
아.
천천히 봐줘. 나 큐.
앞에 빠져. 앞에.
그러면 가인이긴 해.
야 2-3초.
나 더블 5초.
천천히 해봐. 나
2-3초.
2-3초.
야, 나 미드 갈게. 미드 갈게. 이거 알아서 잡을 수 있지?
알아서 잡을 수 있어.
미드가? 한번 미드 가긴 해야 돼. 잡으면 끝나.
야 미드 가자 이거.
그냥 미드 가볼래?
나 미드 갈게.
나중에 역세를 해.
Now getting into the draft in game 3, and you know, we talked about how, well, I definitely expected Kerry to pick up that Bard in game 2, and he didn't. But now it is available in Game 3 as a result. Will BNK Furex just ban it? Or will they risk him potentially picking it again?
I would assume that they ban it this time around. First time they banned Azir Orianna Bard. Second time they banned Azir Orianna Mbessa. But now the Mbessa is actually banned by T1. So it feels like the Bard really slots in there after Azir and Orianna, which they clearly do not want to trade.
Yeah. Azir, Orianna, Bard. It's so easy. Are they going to ban? No, they're banning Nautilus. So they want to go for the Yunara. Is what I'm getting from this. Is they're going to go Yunara first pick. Because that's why you'd ban Nautilus, is my impression, for the point-and-click CC. So here we go, BNK Furex. I mean, the thing is, if you ban Bard, it feels bad because they're probably just going to go Yunara Lulu. But if you ban Yunara, then they'll go Bard. So figure it out.
Well, a lot of discussion, and it ends up being the Yunara, so I would imagine that Bard gets picked up at some point in this game, but that's what we thought in Game 2, so let's wait and see if they actually do go for it. There's still other high-tier picks, as Pantheon is going to be picked up first.
Yep. And Wukong, definitely something higher in priority with the junglers already taken away. And also when we think about supports, honestly, other than the Nico, the supports taken aren't really our higher priority supports. You know, Alistair, Rakan, Braum hasn't been touched. I mean, Bard we've talked about extensively, not really looked at. Kiana Ezreal coming out in Game 3.
The Ezreal is fine.
Yet to see Kiana really have success. 2 games, 0 wins.
Yeah, a lot of teams have tried her and failed.
A bold pickup from BNK Furex. Raptor did, I think he was one of the teams who picked it up before and struggled with it. Is just going to be Cassante for Darn, so on tank duty there. And what other pick are we getting? Maybe a mid laner going to be secured here for T1 if you want to lock something in now before it gets trimmed down. The pool, in terms of stuff that's higher priority, I feel like, I mean, Akali is the highest priority thing left. Oh yeah, Bard!
Wait, what?
Whoa, wow, yeah.
Wait, huh?
Oh, Carrier plays Bard, oh yeah.
What a crazy pick here.
Well, not too much of a surprise for some of us. So that'll come through. And also, when you're playing a Kiana, that feels kind of bad because he will just tempered fate when you go for the engages. So now going to come through for clear into the Cassante. Now, as to what's going to be paired with the Bard, I feel like you have a decent amount of options, right? Jhin could go okay with it. Sivir is going to get banned away.
Jhin Bard is very common.
Yeah, Jhin Bard, I feel like Jhin ban would be okay in this situation, especially as, I mean, you have the knob. Other than that, your composition's kind of feeling a bit squishy.
Yeah, Nara at times, obviously.
Ezreal, Leona pretty strong. Do you worry about a Rakan or a Karma as a support? Also, what do you think they're going to play mid for BNK Furex? I mean, what are you going to play mid as tier 1?
Maybe Ahri.
Maybe Akali's still open and available. Is something on the cards. I think the highest prio mid laner left open right now.
Well, the Sylas is gone. A good idea when you have Gnar.
Yeah, I think so too. A lot of good ults already with only those 3 picks, so I think it makes a lot of sense. Akali is going to get banned away, so not wanting to potentially deal with that, especially Vikla did have that great performance where he solo killed Chovy. Probably just going to pick up, unless there's like a mid you're really sat on, probably going to take support here, and they are just going to go for Rel. So just a standard engage support, going to take that one away. And yes, you are going to be looking to dive in with Akiana, which Carrier will be looking to mitigate with the Bard. The Galio.
Well, it's a lot of beefy guys there in the front.
This is
do go
such
Galio.
a tanky composition.
Now, he could go the AP variant, and he might want to. But whatever pick FaZe is playing should be very safe if positioned correctly.
Yeah, I'm not sure I really like Jhin as much with this. I mean, you have setup for it and they're squishier champs, but this is a lot of beef.
I'd say you just play something like a Zeri at this point.
Yeah, maybe.
Something that can team fight, that has a lot of damage. And it's Kai'Sa.
I like Kai'Sa. I think Kai'Sa's
Another good
yeah.
shout. And Ahri
A lot of
comes
cleanup
out.
for these picks. Kai'Sa with Bard doesn't inspire huge amounts of joy. Not really the pairing you'd sort of expect, but there is setup from the rest of your team at least, so you have that to go towards. Ahri gonna come in, so you know, a strong mid-jungle pairing at least, but you're into Pantheon Galio, which is just miserable. Because one of them CCs you and then you just die. So this is, from BNK FearX, I think without the Qiyana, this kind of feels like a standard composition. But that Qiyana just, we have not seen it work, so I am a little bit concerned.
I really don't think it's going to do anything into this comp.
For T1, this feels like the sort of composition Gen G would play. The only thing that's a little bit different is like you have the Bard and the Kai'Sa.
Hero plays Bard.
I know, but just in terms of with this sort of composition, I'm not sure it's what they would specifically play. But also the Kai'Sa. Definitely a pick that can clean up well. But yeah, I think especially with picks like the Pantheon and the Galio, they're a strong mid-jungle with lots of global presence. If for some reason you do fumble the mid-jungle matchup for this T1 composition, you're going to have a bad time. If bot lane goes badly, you're going to have a bad time. If this T1 comp falls behind, it is going to do nothing. But I don't really see a reason why it should.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Game number 3 will start now between BNK and T1. Alrighty, off we go. And a lot of the focus once again here on Paze, a battle of the 80 carries. Paze not quite able to do as much as Diablo in the last game. Although he had a strong game. I don't think it was necessarily his fault or anything. I think just Diablo played very well, and T1's comp as a whole got pretty far behind and put themselves in a hole. But now he's got to play Kai'Sa as pretty much the only damage source. And yes, Faker can build some damage items. K'Sante is K'Sante. But
I think Pantheon also does a surprising amount of damage.
Sure.
Like really, he actually does a good amount of damage if he isn't behind. So
just don't get behind.
Pantheon and Galio, these two champions will do a good amount of damage into a comp like BNK FearX's. Like we all saw the Pantheon quadra kill, right? Like they're not sustained damage champions who can just like, they're not 80 carries, right? But you know, into a comp like this that is generally squishy, if they're not behind, they will do damage. It's just, again, if they fall behind, this comp loses all its legs. So big ifs, big conditionals, and really it comes down to this mid-jungle because you're playing into Ahri, Qiyana. And if I'm playing these two champions and I look at this enemy top side, like imagine you're playing on the side of the Ahri Qiyana and you see them fall behind, instantly in your mind, you're like, they're never doing damage ever.
Yeah.
Ever in a million years. You know, Ahri's going to land a charm, do a full combo, and the Galio isn't even going to see his health move. So, I think the mid-jungle is going to be so important in this game. So important.
Yeah, definitely will. I'm a little bit interested to see how top and bot go, just because, you know, the Kai'Sa should fall a bit behind for now, at least early on. And obviously the Gnar was picked into the K'Sante to be a ranged threat early on, and potentially get some lane leads here in top and bot, and maybe that gives a little bit more pressure for Raptor to put on. And speaking of which, he is thinking about getting in here, but Owner is going to spot him. Might come down to a smite fight, although, yeah, it does go the way of Raptor. Keria is here, and he just flashes the wall. So that's going to be the end of that, although Faker does land a taunt and gets charmed, actually, and now has to flash himself as Raptor's right there and says, thank you very much for the free first blood.
That's exactly the start you want, right? You steal the buff, Faker moves over to assist, and a great charm from Vikla, great cleanup by Raptor. get the early momentum you want, and now they're looking for a little bit more. Owner,
Oh boy.
good flash, because if any CC connected, you know, Kellen had flash, Vikla had flash, it'd be layered, it'd be followed up. And death there, I think, for T1, and I mean, it's early, but I'd be almost ready to call it. And then
Yeah,
ultimately,
it would be a lot.
It'd be very wrong because we've seen how these games go. But I'd be ready to exaggerate things
Yeah.
for dramatic effect.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, curious to see about Doran's Cassante, but yeah, this is stolen and Raptor gets out, but then
It's a good charm here from Vikla. Faker was trying to escape with the phase rush, and then flashes the Q, but then the cooldowns come up for Raptor. So much burst damage when the target's low. So now Raptor's starting to get momentum, and this is such a momentum-based champion as well. I feel like a lot of the junglers, little lethality-based junglers, if you get the ball rolling on this current patch, you can really just steamroll, and you become so fast. You know, also go in the blue jungle item. With the extra speed you get from the current jungle quest when it's finished, it just kind of feels like you can be anywhere. Now, that being said, right, I have seen many a time where you're playing one of these lethality junglers and you get fed, and then you make one mistake and suddenly the game's over. That happens. So, you know, not out of the woods yet.
also sometimes where there's no action and you're just farming and then the other guy has like, I don't know, anything else, like a Sejuani or like a team fight tank, and they just end up doing a lot more.
Yeah.
Because you just don't quite do damage because you never got the ball rolling, which happens pretty often in Pro, especially LCK, where the enemy will know this and try to slow the game down, and generally a pretty slow region overall.
Well, you think T1 would try and slow the game down and
No.
stall it out? What would give you that impression?
Doran gonna have to go all out here, straight into the Meganar, but not quite going to land, and now the all out is potentially gonna do a lot, and Clear has to flash away. So Doran was running for the majority of that until he pressed his R button, and then Clear found himself in a rough spot.
Yeah, power the ult, denying the ult from Clear into the wall, mitigating that extra damage that would have hit, and the CC. Not just the ult, but also the W, and then Doran able to turn the trade around. So, well played there. Gets the flash from Clear, which is nice to pick up. Raptor, are you just looking for first strike? Well,
You're not Jace.
Yeah, has to get a little bit closer than Jace. Does have ult now, though, and it's
He
quite
got
a bit
level
ahead
6
of
from
Owner.
mid.
Well, if you're looking for that, then honestly, fair play. That was a good call.
Yeah. He's gonna just go straight onto the dragon, so.
Yeah. I mean, you have so much control bot and mid. And this is what I kind of mean with this lane pairing that feels a bit awkward with the Bard and the Kai'Sa, because there is lanes definitely where you have the Bard and you can bully them out, but they're not able to do that. But then you have lanes where Kai'Sa plus an engage support, you can threaten the all-in pressure, but you can't really do that with Bard.
Yeah.
You know, you think of like the ideal lane pairings with Kai'Sa, like Kai'Sa Nord. You know, you all in, you get the plasma stacks from the Nautilus, and because of his damage, you sort of meet that damage threshold to go for the burst. Bard definitely looking for more angles to poke, which we aren't really seeing them able to pull off. So,
Yeah. The Rel doesn't really care. The Ezreal is never really close enough, or.
yeah, it's not like a Rakan who can just sustain through any poke, pretty much, if you hit a Q. But Rel can do that annoying thing where you like jump off your horse and you get a shield just to avoid some poke every now and then.
Yeah, and it's just Bard too. Like, it's not like Paze is really able to get in there and provide a lot more poke on top of it.
Yeah.
They're never really in a position as a duo to do that. Now, we have some crystalline growth here.
They found a window when PKFX was trying to reset, and they kind of punished them there. Does he get the plate? He was looking for it.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll just portal out.
They did get the plate there right at the end. I would assume they got the gold in that case.
Yeah, he'll be in range. So that's nice. That's something. Not the fastest game, but it is Raptor still maintaining that lead. But definitely, as a canner, you want to hopefully transition that to something more.
Yeah, the question is where. Because it does feel like Faker, you know, has his flashback, has Ghost, is
Doran
Galio.
just keeps dodging everything.
Yeah.
Dodging the stuns,
Just dodge.
dodging the boulders.
Just don't get hit.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Faker is not going to be the most tanky. Is going for AP.
Yeah, going for the rocket belt
Yeah.
first, which I kind of get. You know, obviously you have the more bulky build with the Hollowed Radiance. But I think, especially because you can go like the upgraded Merc Treads, that can make you tanky enough. But also, there's not that much magic damage in the team. So, I mean, Rocket Belt's also just, it feels great. And there's lots of squishy champions, so you can just, you know, slide in, get the taunt, have your team clean up. Your team does also need a bit more damage, if we're being honest.
And usually we are. Raptors here. Ooh, nice dodge there on the charm. Just gonna hop back. Owner is here as Ghost is going to be procced. Knocks Owner into the wall, does basically no damage because the shield was up. And now Raptor pretty low, and guess who's here? It's Keria, but also we got the rel coming in from Kellen. And now the re-engage comes out from Owner. And Faker is totally fine on the backside. Vikla can't get in. And guess who's here as well? Pays. Roaming up from bot, and he will collect that gold. Very much needed at this point in the game.
Still not convinced by the Kiana jungle. I also just think, like, you can't be the one leading the charge on a Pantheon, specifically. Like, maybe if you were hitting a Bard first, or like a Kai'Sa, maybe. But even then, I feel like you need, you know, you have a lot of execute damage. But like, we're gonna see the replay in a second, and I can talk about it then. But that was kind of just...
Oh, man.
Oh.
Diablo has taken 3 turret shots. One of them he used barrier for.
Yeah.
He has done a lot of... He's pretty much landed everything onto
He's
Pays.
stacking his damage taken.
But... All right. I mean, you would assume he gets out here because he is Ezreal. Might have to flash, though. Oh, the predict. Not quite there, and Diablo will still flash at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, I think, honestly, given how that situation started, the fact you're trading flashes and you don't die, I think it's okay. Definitely didn't put himself in a good situation, but the way it panned out, not the worst. Still not seeing the replay of how Raptor died. I'm going to refrain from talking about it until we see it. I really just want to highlight my disdain for Kiana.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, she presses R into Pantheon that has a shield up.
I don't think he had the shield up at the time. I think he just
he did. I mean, it looked like it did no damage.
It just didn't.
Not even like a little bit of damage, like no damage.
Well, now we need the replay to discuss it, right? Maybe you were right, maybe I'm right. Maybe neither of us are right. I don't know.
Maybe he was like about to press it. All right, here we go. All right.
Okay, you were
See?
right.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever, man.
No damage.
Yeah. Well, I guess he was hoping he didn't press the shield. But yeah, I think part of it is, like, obviously he gets his shield up, but also he's a bulkier target. I feel like if someone else had hit CC first, you know, waited for the shield to be down, they were clearly just trying to one-shot him. But the thing is, like, you look at some of the targets on the team, and it's like, they're just not the easiest targets to one-shot on the top side of the map. And yeah, it didn't pan out.
Yeah. Bit of an issue. Again, you know, T1 was 1,000 gold behind. Now it's an even game. They got a kill onto Pays, who
and now
really needs gold to
Ona's,
do damage.
Like, caught up in the matchup. Oh, it's going to be another... The Kiana's just going to keep going downhill. They early picked this as well.
It was their first pick. They weren't first pick as a team. Owner just kind of running straight into the dark jungle and
that's better.
dies.
You have the charm comes in first, and then you follow up. So you got to play the game. Does this convince me of the pick? No, because, I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of picks that could have done that too.
Faker just rocket belted into the corner of the wall, but he's okay. He's taking a bit of damage. Nice little charm comes in. I say he's okay. Immediately curse him, and Vikla picks up a kill. His first tier of the game.
Okay, nice, good. Good plays coming out. Mid-jungle off being KPRX, finding some momentum now. This is what we need. I was a little concerned at a point, but they're starting to get back on the horse. I mean, Kellen does tend to get on and off the horse.
I was going to say, like,
multiple points throughout this game.
I think the rel is fine.
Well, you don't want to be dismounted for too long. Yeah, this was just... Honestly, I it wouldn't really make much of a difference, but I think you should have just charmed from the brush, because then by ulting out, it gives them a chance to... It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. I don't know why I'm even saying this. It's something to say.
It's just a little thing, you know.
Yeah.
They're engaging here. A little stun here onto the Ezreal as Diablo gets that barrier, just dies to the Pantheon, gets executed there. We'll have to see how that all started, because Diablo had barrier but no flash.
Maybe I'm wrong, actually, because maybe by ulting first, if you like flashed, you close the distance already. So maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's even wrong what I said. That's even worse.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
You're just looking for things to say and then you say wrong stuff?
No,
that's when you get caught out.
At least I rethought about it. I'm like, actually, maybe that wasn't the thing to say.
Well, now you said wrong stuff and right stuff.
Oh my god, I'm the worst.
You're just filling up time with stuff.
That's what we do as casters.
If only we were useful.
Okay, let's see how this happened. Oh, he decided to exist mid as an AD carry against...
Why would he do that?
The squad. Oh, and then he... That wasn't even his fault, it was Kellen's fault!
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's ulting in here on the bottom lane. Looks like Faker gets away just barely. But Victor is very strong right now. Uh-oh, Carrier. Can just get one comboed if you're not careful, but apparently not. Exhaust.
Good summon the spell, yep. Well, Carrier just shrugs it off, walks away. When Bloodsong, you know, obviously helps him with the damage, but does mean you're a lot more vulnerable to getting popped. He doesn't care. That's the one thing with Bard as well, is his character model is so thick. He's very rotund, right? So whenever
fills up a lot of space.
Whenever someone throws a skill shot at him, right, it's hard to dodge it, right? When there's charms flying and mystic shots, he just absorbs them.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's got a lot of he occupies a lot of space.
Well, going in here onto Vikla, who's 5 seconds away from Spirit Rush, gets stunned somehow. And that's going to be Pays scooping up the kill on top of it all. Raptor's like, yeah, I definitely do damage. Oh, did a little bit, but now he's about to get stunned up with the taunts and goes down to Carrier, very much deserved after setting up the kill. Who
knew this Carrier guy was so good at Bard? Like, this is just new information that we couldn't have known before today.
First I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, Brendan. I think people might have to start banning Bard away from Carrier. This is new information.
I don't know about that.
You don't think?
You only have 3 bans in the first phase.
Yeah.
Hawk, so you got to be careful.
True.
No.
That's valid.
Clearly, BNK did not think that it was worth it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this is the first time he's played it, so maybe, you know.
Could be. Yeah,
maybe he won't play it again.
I don't have the stats in front of me.
Yeah.
Impossible for me to know.
Plus, I feel like, to be honest, maybe a player has to have a skin on the champion before you...
Wait.
I feel like so many games when he's playing Bard, he's looking for these Q flash angles. And like sometimes he is just clip farming
For like a split second.
He finds these great angles and he's so responsive with the ults. Yeah.
You are sick. Well, he said that was sick, but
he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good at the champ. I really like how quickly he responded with that ult. That was that was very crisp.
Pays is shocked. He's like, wow, my support's so good at Bard. Who knew?
Yeah.
This is new information.
Well, it's good to know. Well, a lot of teams are going to be looking at this and writing it down.
Yeah, this is
hopefully preparing for it in the future.
Noting this, any teams who are playing T1 next week will be adjusting their draft strategies on this one.
Yeah. Adjustments needed.
Yeah.
It's just hard when you decide as a team that you're going to ban Azir and Orianna, and then you only have one other ban, and Lunara's up in game 3. It's like, what do you do? Because Faker is going to ult away.
Plus, they did do the fake out where they didn't pick Bard in game 2. They did pick it in game 3.
Yeah.
Mysterious. What did it mean?
Yeah, what did they mean by that?
Yes. I mean, the gold's still pretty close. You know, bot lane is extremely mega ahead. Pays is 2,000 gold up, but the rest of the map is far ahead for BNK for X, right? Top lane's ahead, not too much of a surprise, right? It's not into Xante. there's just one concern, right?
Yeah.
Okay, eggs in the 80 carry basket feels great, right? 80 carries been popping off this game, right? Eggs in the Kiana basket, we've seen those eggs break a lot, right? And then there's this yolk everywhere, you know, and it's sticky and it's
not even like the good runny kind.
Well, even if it's, you don't want it to be runny when it's all over you, like, you know.
All over the floor.
Yeah. Or, you know, maybe it was in your bag for so.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's not a good idea. Don't put eggs in your bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to put them in a basket, but even in a basket, if it breaks in there, you know. If it's been prepared, if it breaks on like your frying pan,
that's okay.
That's what you want.
That's all right. Yeah. We'll say that one's okay.
That's normally what you're aiming for, but yeah, we'll see. You know, that is one thing though. If your top side is fed in this game, those are the people who are looking to eliminate the enemy 80 carry. Paige does have his Sumsel and Cleanse, so that might be a little bit of an issue.
That's really the issue. We talked about targets before, as Raptor is just getting bullied by the other jungler who is down a lot. And even with Raptor having Kellen nearby, not able to win that one, as we have a TP coming in immediately just to get stunned up, taunted, and stunned into the wall, and down he goes. Is that, well, not the greatest, but I think it's okay. As Pays says, well, I would have liked to deal a little bit more damage, but thank you for keeping me safe, Carrier.
I do feel like sometimes the Kennel just doesn't do much damage. Right. I know we were talking.
I think he had the shield up that time.
No, it hit carry and it just didn't do much damage.
Yeah.
Right. It just kind of feels a little bit fake.
That's the thing about Kiana is like you don't have a lot of good targets. We talked about Bard being one of the good targets, and that's what happens. Like it doesn't even.
I do think you have to hit him with other abilities than just your ult.
Yeah.
The ult's like the primer, you know. We'll see the replay. So Raptor walks into Pantheon, and despite being ahead, he does just kind of mangle you. And then this defensive ult, like look, did you see what it did to Carrier? The two-shot barrage did like twice as much. And then the Gnar comes in and just gets obliterated because you're mini. The ult doesn't catch Vikla and just kind of, you know, hold Pays still.
This time it's Faker who's in trouble. He does not have the heroic exit, but he does have a friendly Pantheon that's getting in there. This time the Kiana ult's actually going to help out with some stun. As Owner with the Q flash against the execute down. And now the rest of the team is coming over here more quickly because T1 have control of the map. And Owner says, no kill for you, Pays. This is mine. I set this up. And Carrier's TPing to the top lane.
He's a top laner now.
Yeah, get in there.
I would much rather have a Pantheon than a Kiana. I don't know how you feel about this.
Yeah, you know.
He feels way better.
Pantheon was first pick, and then Kiana was the answer, which, yeah, I'm not so sure about that as well. I mean, it's hard, you know, you got to think about like what Raptor can play. I feel like he does have other stuff in his wheelhouse. He was hovering Wukong. That was another option, but...
Like, watch this, okay? So they all go in on Faker, and Faker does eventually die, but they have to commit a lot of cooldowns to him. I don't think Raptor should have got, like, he W'd, and I think he should have grabbed, like, the green one and got invisible, but he grabbed the red one. And then Owner is, like, he's so healthy and so hard to kill and doing so much damage. You know?
It's level 13, double buff.
Just running around, like...
He's behind, but he's not, like, that far behind. And obviously now he's not behind.
Also, I do have a question for you.
Sure.
What is a wheelhouse?
That's a really good question. I actually don't know. Maybe Wolf knows a little bit better. Is it an American thing?
You're American.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an American thing. Do you guys say wheelhouse or no?
I've said it. I don't know.
Did we invent it though? I don't know. Maybe it's like a thing on the farm. I don't know. I'm from the city. I don't know anything about that. Diablo flashes away, and now down his shift, down his flash. Nice little flank came in from Faker on the left to force that one. Now they're going to get the Spirit Rush out of Vikla and say, okay, well that's another ult earned by us. And Clear doesn't have Mega Gnar anymore, so I think BNK just kind of have to give this one up, and that they will.
Yeah, pretty rough, pretty roughy toughy. you know, this game, the gold lead isn't that crazy, and yet it feels so difficult. We're also seeing the Dusk and Dawn again from Kai'Sa. You know, normally this is where you go the Nash's Tooth, but this Dusk and Dawn third is really popular now, and it makes sense, right? You really want to proc your passive quickly, and it does just that.
So, more importantly, a wheelhouse is a part of a boat or ship serving as a shelter for the person at the wheel. Which makes sense. It's a house for the wheel person. And here I am thinking it's like a farm thing. It's like not even that.
So what? How does that make? I'm trying to. How does that?
Yeah. How does the phrase actually make sense? I don't know. Carry is going to have to flash away, but he's probably okay with that. Still a good trade for Vikla, obviously.
Like,
and he's just going to trade flashes. But here comes Owner immediately to just get charmed up.
sorry, I'm just still perplexed by the wheelhouse thing.
It is very important. That's true.
These are the big questions you're going to ask. Kellen is on a crazy flank. That's what he's got in his wheelhouse. Can you put a horse in a wheelhouse?
I don't think so. I don't think it's big enough. I think it's made for a human. Oh, we do have the flank here on to Pays, and he is just 100-0. Eventually did use Cleanse, but still died. And T1 saying, you know what? You used a lot. We're still going to fight here. As in goes Faker, he is assassinating Raptor, and now is 1v4 and will die. So still a good trade for BNK as they pick up 2.
Yeah, I feel like it does, if you CC someone, it does help kill them, right? But so do other picks, but it just dies immediately after every time. But like, they do get some kills, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Some good kills. They kill Pays. They get Faker 2. They do lose their Kiana, but mid tower also a nice pick up the gold, closing distance a little bit. So they know what they're looking for. They just need a massive flank from Kellen, not from the wheelhouse. That's not something he can do. From the stable, he came.
Yeah, generally not. Doesn't hold horses, as far as I could tell. So I looked it up, actually, because you were so very nicely breaking down the replay.
Thank you.
It comes from baseball. 1950s baseball term describing the specific optimal area of a strike zone where a batter could hit the ball with maximum power. So if it's in their wheelhouse... Now, I don't know how we went from ships to baseball.
It was a boat thing! I'm even more confused!
Well, somewhere we made the leap, right? I don't know how we got from boats to baseball. That's really what we need to figure out now. Maybe that's my next task, because now we know why the phrase exists.
I'm
right?
even more lost.
In your wheelhouse means like, oh, it's somewhere where you could really hit it out of the park. It's
no,
that
makes
really
less.
well.
That actually makes less sense. I am further from understanding.
Now, once we connect the dots, I think it'll be okay.
What does this have to do with anything? I was like, okay, it's like the little house, like on a boat. You have the little house that the wheel of the boat is in, and then you told me about baseball.
Yeah, that's I need to figure out how they made that jump. I don't know how they did it.
No, what is the relevance? There's no wheels.
I don't know yet.
There's no wheels in baseball. Is there?
No.
American?
Don't even know if there's a wheel in baseball. Oh, man. So apparently chat said everything comes from the sea. Is that supposed to be deep? Like the ocean? Get it?
Please stop talking. Honestly,
right.
let's just sit in silence for the next.
All right, they're gonna kill clear. I think he's got Mega, and the thing is, you can't really do Baron because you have no position on it, really, no vision. And now Carry is just going for a little walk here. That's a bunch of damage. Exhaust helps out a little bit.
Not enough.
Not enough. And T1, they're just kind of sending it. In goes Pei. He's gonna assassinate Vikla. This Kai'Sa is kind of out of control now, as Faker also going to dodge a Q and gets away with his life. And Diablo left by his lonesome, definitely not in his wheelhouse anymore. He
Stop
has been
saying
abandoned.
wheelhouse.
Would it help if I said Millhouse instead? I know you like The Simpsons.
Doesn't make any sense, but yes.
It would help, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right, well, Doran is unkillable. Well, okay, he's taking a little bit of damage now. Diablo.
That was
Well, they're going for Raptor instead. So I guess Diablo's like, well, I didn't do anything wrong because I'm alive.
yeah. Ezreal not the best pick into tanks.
Uh-oh. Engage cone? Oh, never mind.
You were so happy for a split second.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. You know, that play was right in your wheelhouse.
I thought you said not to say.
I said you should stop saying it.
All right, so this is where Clear dies, and really there's no response, right?
Yeah.
They can't do that.
This was a pretty clear play. I don't have much to say about this. Here, they just kind of one-shot carry even through exhaust. Yeah, again, not much to say. But here, it gets a bit wacky, you know. Hayes does just kind of delete people when he gets a chance. Devil tries to kill Faker and then just ends up close to Doran. And I honestly think Doran could just kind of stand still and aura farm on him at this point. I'm not convinced that he does damage to him. I'm looking at the items. I'm studying it. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. How many mystic
4
shots,
items not enough?
How many mystic shots do you think he'd have to hit him with? I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Ezreal.
Yeah.
3.5 items.
How many mystic shots do you think Devil would have to hit Doran with to kill him?
Just Mystic shots?
Yeah.
Nothing else, like no W.
Just mystic
No
shots.
Essence Flux. They're going to engage on a carry. That's a big roll on top of everyone, but even better Temper Fate. Although the angle here from Raptor gets into the back line. Pace, though, is going to get out alive as he hops the wall. And the real carry all along was Doran. The double kill for the Cassante. Flash on him from Owner. And they're right in B&K's wheelhouse as T1 are pushing to maybe end this game.
So close to finding the big play there. The engage was sick, but just not quite finding the damage. Pays ulting away to survive. And now it's Viktor against the world.
Oh boy. Getting flashed on and even takes a W. Killer Instinct from Pays. And that'll do it. 30-minute game. And T1, they don't leave it to an Elder flip. They don't leave it to later. They just end it relatively soon in game number 3.
This was a much more chaotic game, but like in a different way, you know? I feel like the other games were like slowed down in terms of progress, and then we had that sporadic ending. This was just bloody fighting all over the place. You know, people were getting stuck in wheelhouses. Millhouse showed up briefly, and in the end, T1 won.
Love Millhouse.
You know, there was that period last year. I don't even think this made it a broadcast, but I just kept calling Mao House. Especially because Millhouse's surname is Van Houten, which is Dutch. So I kept calling him Mao House.
It was perfect.
Yeah, he got bothered by it, which is why I did it more. So it was pretty funny.
I hope Mao House is doing well over there.
I hope he's listening.
Probably not. He doesn't like us very much, obviously.
Because I call him Mao House.
Yeah.
I need to do my PLM.
Oh, you need to do your PLM.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, you know, coach comes out and says it's okay. It's all right, guys. You tried your best. You took a game off of T1. That's good. But at the end of the day, the series winner is T1, and they definitely do deserve it. Better played there in game number 3. Game number 2 definitely could have been cleaned up a little bit, but
yeah,
I like how B&K were able to snowball their lead at least.
It's certainly been entertaining. I'm glad we went to 3. I'm glad they weren't rewarded for their shenanigans in game 2. There's a lesson there. Okay, you know, look behind the curtain. Mao did just message and said, and I quote, "Don't call me Mao House." Well, thank you for that.
He also said he's always listening.
Yeah, thank you for that, Mao House.
It's a little bit scary.
We will take your criticism on board. We will review it and get back to you with the results.
Inevitably ignore it and throw it in the trash. But thank you for your interest.
Thank you for your feedback. Oh, man.
Where's your palm?
You'll have to say... No, I'll say it. I went for Pays. I think this game was a bit more chaotic. But game 1, I think, was very much about him. I still think he had some really good Kai'Sa moments. Yeah, I think it was hard. I think Owner bounced back a lot in this game. But I just think it was...
우리 걸렸고. 걸렸어.
Owner had a really hard time in game 2 as well.
Yeah. I think no one on T1 had a clean series, but I think game 1, FaZe really popped off, and he was also a big factor here. I think it's hard when you have a really messy series like this, because you can't, there's no one who you can say, oh, they were perfect, right? There's no like, oh, this person was perfect all series. But I think like FaZe was like absolutely the main character in game 1, and had a big impact in this game as well. So I feel pretty good about it. If there's a spread, that's completely valid as well.
Yeah, I think there should be, to be honest. Like in a somewhat back and forth kind of weird best of 3 that went 3.
Like Owner's Pantheon was pretty massive too, so you know, if he gets votes, that completely makes sense.
Yeah. Besides that, I don't really know who you vote for. Like B&K were ahead in game 1, but then they kind of had that weird wall. FaZe is going to pick it up. Very nice score line. Even as Aphelios was pretty good. Like I said it as well during game 3. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame FaZe at all for the way it wins. Diablo was just kind of the main character of game 2, so obviously your opponent in the same role is going to take a little bit of a beating, but he had a good Aphelios game, did a lot of damage, and I think he absolutely deserves the POM.
Yeah, I mean, I voted for him. So obviously, you know my view. Interested to see what the spread of votes is overall. I always think it's interesting, obviously, with POM, right? You're voting for the whole series, not individual games. I think that game 3, I feel like POG might have been different, but that game 1, the Corki, he was insane.
Yeah.
So that definitely, for me, made it hard to justify otherwise. But yeah, we'll get to hear a bit from him.
Yeah.
And yeah, another chaotic series though, I feel like from T1. A lot of entertainment. They are delivering in that regard.
I mean, they're still playing well. It does, though, feel like it's very much like beginning of the year T1, where they're still kind of figuring things out, testing some picks, you know, not necessarily 100% every single game, you know, testing how far behind they can get before they can come back against KT. And yeah, they've been good. So we're going to hear from FaZe on the stage right now.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Sierra for the POM interview translation, joined by FaZe on the side of T1. Congratulations! FaZe, this is your first POM. And with this victory, you guys have gone undefeated over 4 matches. How do you feel? It's been a very long time since I got a POM and get to be on stage. Makes me feel great. And today was the Rookie Award Derby, and there were all eyes on bot. So, given that it was your first matchup against Diablo, how did it feel? I watched his matches last year and felt that he was a very good player, and I've always wanted to play him. And I had so much fun today. It was a blast. And against the aggression-heavy BFX, how did you guys prepare? Yeah, I think they tend to play out their games very aggressively, and they play out very well. So I think that's just something that we had in mind while playing against them. And in game 1, Konami, which is Corki Nami, it felt quite powerful, and you guys survived the bot dive and took prio. But given how aggressive the enemy comp was, which was the Varus and Nico, what angle were you looking for? I think it was actually a really good matchup for us. So I think that's what actually enabled us to actually go in pretty strong. But I think we definitely have room for improvement. But just matchup-wise, I feel like our comp was stronger. It was the winning comp. And game 2 got everybody on the edge. T1 stalled it out until the end, but it was an unfortunate loss. It was a little bit of a bummer, but what was the feedback like? Well, feedback, I can't really remember. I think we were trying to focus on the Game 3 draft. And with your Kaisa in Game 3, it looks like you went Dusk and Dawn. And how would you rate this item on her? You know, I tried using this item in solo queue, and I think it actually works really well with Kaisa. And that's why I ended up picking it. And it worked pretty good. And Carria's Bard was amazing. I'm sure you were very reliant. And it felt very reliable. And we heard you say that was really sick. You had a lot of compliments. And do you agree that you should always ban Bard from Carria? Yeah, honestly, given how much of an expert Carria is at Bard, everybody should definitely ban Bard from him. How does it feel like playing with Carria? Honestly, given that he's a talented player, it's really nice playing him. He's an amazing player. And we saw you saying that you were having so much fun and that you were looking forward to match day. So how enjoyable it was today? You know, I think it was honestly a blast. Like I said before, it was really, really fun playing out today. And Super Week is next week, and you will play a best of 5 against D plus Kia. So what will decide the game? I think the key will be bot lane, and I will make sure to work hard to play well next week. And lastly, any message for your fans? Well, as for today, thank you so much for the support. And for the next match, I want to come back with an even stronger performance. And that's the end of the interview with Pace on his first POM. And back to the space. Thank you.